Sungrand has said that a lot of people around him have died of cancer or are dying of cancer. This in itself I don't find too suspect. It does appear to be true that he hangs out with a lot of really old people, but he does like to use that quite a lot. As we saw, it was one of his explanations for why he had to be nice to Nintendo. But did you know that he did a similar thing 2 years ago with a different friend who died of cancer?
I'm sorry, he used another dead person? Is he like uranium? Does he like just give off radiation that gives old people cancer? Like, what the is going on here?
He was receiving insults for working on Wii U and 3DS games still, and guilts those people with his dead cancer friend.
People kept asking me why. I've received insult after insult of people calling me stupid for making games for these final consoles, and I don't really take offense to that. People say many different things for many different reasons.
Okay.
But mostly people are asking, why did you do this? Why are you making games for these old consoles when you're...
How long has the Wii U been out of circulation? It's gotta be like a decade at this point. Why the f are you still making games on a dead console?
What? You're suing a man and you end it with a dog hitting a drum! Oh.
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Show of hands, chat. How many of you watch my friend of the channel, good friend of over 2 years now? I came up with him, Gar of the Rage's channel. There's an individual named Harmon Smith. If you haven't heard of Harmon Smith, Harmon is single-handedly the guy that will get on his hands and knees like Boogie did when he said, "I'm sorry, Daddy Keemstar," and suck the ever-living cock and cum out of Nintendo. This dude is a freak. He is an insane person. Now, you're saying to yourself, Chris, we're not talking about Harmon. Why did you even bring up Harmon? Well, this guy is like Harmon on like HRT, mentally ill. I don't know what his deal is. Sungrand, if I just explained to you the dick sucking that Harmon Smith does, this dude takes it to another level where he believes that if he makes YouTube videos, apparently he believes that Nintendo will hire him and he will start working at Nintendo. This guy has over 100,000 subscribers. This is not a normal person, okay? This is not a normal person we're dealing with. So I've been waiting to like cover him until like I didn't want to talk about Ethan Hassan Destiny. Yes, he's very delusional, incredibly annoyed. So yeah, he believes he'll like just like Chris Chan. That Chris Chan thought he'd be working at Capcom one day. This guy is like the Chris Chan of Nintendo. So Harmful has been covering him for 3 videos in a row. I am curious how this works. Okay, I only know that he made a video justifying the price hikes by Nintendo to $80 a game. Okay, $80 a game. And this guy just straight up just took it up the ass from Nintendo and said, you guys shouldn't be mad at Nintendo. They're doing the right thing. When all other companies are doing like $60, $65, $70 games, I don't like that it's increasing. I'm pretty pissed off at that. You know what I'm happy about? Is that Oblivion, by the way, I have been playing Oblivion. I couldn't sleep last night at all. So I'm kind of running on like 3 hours of sleep, really, after just downloading Oblivion and playing it all to hell already. So, and that game cost $50 on Steam. It's through Game Pass and on the PlayStation Store. And it's already creeping up in the top 10s of the most played game in 24 hours in Steam history. Why is anyone buying Nintendo products at this point? Like, I get it. Nintendo's great. I like Nintendo games. But, like, what is the point when I could just emulate that on a Steam Deck later? What's the point of buying a Nintendo cartridge for that?
So one sucks Nintendo while the other eats Nintendo.
Why do that? Why buy a Nintendo Switch when I can emulate all their games on a Steam Deck? What's the point of paying $80 a game to do that? What's the point of me paying a subscription service to GameCube on the Switch to play GameCube games that I could get for free on the Steam Deck? I listen, Nintendo's a great... I love Nintendo games. I do. But holy shit, what's the point? I can just put it all on the Steam Deck by illegally doing it. I don't care I'm saying that. Nintendo. What are you going to do? Send the Nintendo assassins against me? So this Sungrand guy is apparently the ultimate Nintendo dick sucker. I'm curious how it went.
This past couple
By the way, Lord of Destruction, shout out for our first super chat so far. No one sucks Nintendo dick while the other eats Nintendo true.
of weeks, Sungrand Studios, you know, the guy who popped off last year for his critiques of Concord, calling himself a pro designer or whatever.
I did not know he did that. I'm sorry. I feel like we're missing some lore. We're missing some lore, chat. Hold on. Huh?
So before and after.
Thank you for the one gifted membership court. Wait, okay. This is an hour? This is an hour? Okay. We gotta learn some lore, chat.
Before and after, but there's basically no saving this design. This is a fundamental catastrophic failure of an understanding of visual expression and art.
Okay, so he is agreeing that it's all shit. So, like, what is his credentials? Does he actually just wait? Hold on, real question, real shit. Does he have credentials?
Sungrand makes shit games talking about Atari levels of bad.
Yeah, hold on, wait. So, like, Sungrand makes shit games talking about Atari levels of bad. So, thank you for the 20, by the way. First off, who knows anything about this guy? Because how is he a professional character designer if he's making he makes shovelware games? How the fuck is he a pro designer then? How is he a pro character designer? Like, these every Concord character looked like shit, okay? They looked like shit. But if he's making shovelware games, how the f can he call himself a pro character designer? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, does he have a portfolio we can look at? As we go watch the video of his, it popped off on that. He was unknown before that. All right, sweet. Asmongold touched this already. I had no idea. Okay. Just watch the harmful video. Okay, we're gonna watch the harmful video. All right. Wait, this guy, I watched him talk about Veilguard. Crazy.
These past couple of weeks, he's been...
I was about to say, if you're making shovelware games, you are not a pro at character design. The title is so deceiving. How many views did... This almost got 1 million views with a deceptive-ass title. Now, don't get me wrong, it's clickbait. Everyone clickbaits. But, like, you're putting your credibility, your history, and what you understand to be the industry and how to character create to the public. And you make shovelware games? Yes, did all the Concord characters look like garbage? Yeah. But at least they can render characters that look like this. You're making shovelware shit.
Catching a little bit of flack for his takes regarding the Nintendo Switch 2. You can see him featured in some of these Fratanga Plays thumbnails. Gotta say, I'm not too surprised people were ripping
Shout out Fripp, by the way.
on Sungrand. One of the only clips of his Nintendo content I've seen is this.
I worked hard my entire life so I could also make games for people. There were people in the industry that I wanted to work side by side with, so I could say, I am here.
Please tell me that Harmful didn't edit that. Please tell me that's not edited in. For Shigeru Miyamoto, please tell me that's not a thing. Please tell me he did. He's not doing the chibi thing, bro. Please tell me he's not doing the chibi thing. No way. Hold on. It's not an edit. Oh, no. I have expected him to start singing like Chibi did back in the day. I have expect that. I have expect him to start singing. And he's doing like the memorial.
Let's make something beautiful for other people. But the world kept moving, the world kept changing, and by the time I was able to make commercial games, someone I wanted to work alongside with left us.
He's doing it. He's doing it. Woo!
I know they say dream big, but this is bordering onto pure delusion. Skull emoji.
He literally looked back at the ghost of Miyamoto. I'm dead, dude. That's it. The piano. Oh God, I gotta watch that like one more time. Like, this is way funnier than I thought it would be.
Life so I could also make games for people. There were people in the industry that I wanted to work side by side.
You can see it start to fade
with, so I could say, I am here. Let's make something beautiful for other people.
That's Iwata. Excuse me, Iwata. Iwata. My Japanese is bad. Iwata passed away. Miyamoto's still alive. You are correct. I'm dumb.
Oh no, that MF ponytail.
But the world kept moving. The world kept changing.
I want to see his
and by
head
the time
tilt
I was able to make commercial games, someone I wanted to work alongside with left us.
The ponytail is what sells it, dude. It's just like something so small. You know, the ponytail's like so tiny, right? But yeah, but it carries so much. Oh.
Okay, a bit loopy, but you might say, oh, it's sweet in its own way.
Nah, that's what they said about... No, we didn't let Chibi do that. Shut up.
Perhaps until I tell you that this is a video about how Iwata would not approve of people being angry at Nintendo's prices.
I'm sorry, that happened in a video with him justifying Nintendo price hikes on the cartridges and games. That video with Iwata was him trying to grandstand on Iwata's grave that nobody should be mad at Nintendo or say, I don't want to buy Nintendo products, they're too expensive. Are you kidding? You're using a dead man to push a console war agenda.
If Nintendo...
He one-up Chibi. He one-up Chibi. That's great. No, he didn't sing. Lago, he didn't sing. That doesn't count. Unless this guy starts singing in this video, then he has Chibi beat.
Nintendo does not increase their prices to keep up with inflation the way the rest of the world is doing, then the quality of the products will be worse.
Wait, hold on. Just hold. Wait. So, okay, that's fine. But they jumped to $80 a game. Everyone else has been doing small increments where it's like 50, 60, 65, 70, $80 a game, though?
On Twitter are crying about body type 1 and 2 in of male and female in Oblivion. I'm gonna KMS.
Listen, to all the tards that are mad at the body type 1 and 2 in Oblivion, you are so ideologically captured and like culturally raped that you just have to find something to be mad about for absolutely no reason. There's not even a pronoun checker. The pronoun guy can't get mad. So like, who gives a shit? Body type of 1 or 2. The game is fun.
I understand you feel resentful, but there was a man who I know
no way
would not want you to feel that way.
That you know would not want you to feel that way. How do you know that? Did you know Iwata? Did you know him on a personal level? Were you pen pals with the dead man? Yeah, he's a medium. He's talking to the dead.
I bet you current Nintendo corpos definitely don't want consumers to be mad at their pricing either. Genius level insight from an industry insider. This is deranged stuff, and he was always going to get some backlash and mockery. But Sungrand tells us all is not...
You know, Sungrand using the dead isn't a first time... I'm sorry. How many instances does this man have of using dead people? How many times? How many times has this guy used dead people to push Nintendo agendas?
Was the one who greatly cut his own salary cause the Wii U was failing.
Yes! Iwata would not be happy with people being upset about paying more for games because he cared about those things. I'm so confused. I'm sorry. People are saying, like, over 5 times Sungrad has used dead people to push Nintendo conversation points. You've got to be kidding me.
As it seems. There's a reason his videos have been this way. Well, there are 3 reasons. He's explained it 3 different ways at this point. His first narrative was a few days ago. In the video, something bad happened. I should have told you about it sooner. In this video, he explains, and I am not messing with you. He's had multiple people die who he cares about. He has a friend who is currently dying of cancer. And he can't be too harsh on Nintendo, because that would bring in negativity, and he can't have that when he needs to be strong and calm for his friend.
What? What? There's no way. Harmful, you're making that shit up. There's no shot. Wait, I need to listen to that again. No.
He has a friend who is currently dying of cancer, and he can't be too harsh on Nintendo, because that would bring in negativity, and he can't have that when he needs to be strong and calm for his friend.
What? That's a cope. That's such a lie. That's such a lie. What the?
He talks to them with witchcraft like Shelbo.
True. Shout out Shelbo, #1 boyfriend of Valkyrie, Pokimane, and Sinna.
Provide a quote to illustrate this, but you should watch the whole thing yourself. It is surreal.
And
we're gonna watch that after this.
I'm sitting with a friend, and I always accepted death is going to happen. That's a problem. You know, that's everyone dies. And I never really feared it. But I'm sitting with my friend dying of cancer. And this is the first time in my life where I've seen the fear in someone's eyes. And he's in his 80s. And he's terrified.
Where the f*** did did you get an 80-year-old friend from? I'm sorry. What, did you just find an old man on the street and became friends with him? Who the fuck is an 80-year-old friend? You're like in your 30s. What the fuck? How does that happen?
He hasn't talked to anyone about it, but he's talking to me about it.
He didn't talk to any of his family about him having cancer. None of them. Woo! None of them.
Chris, you don't understand. The Nintendo slander would increase his friend's cancer to stage 4.
He's basically an unemployed middle-aged white woman with a crystal ball. He plays music in hospitals. So wait, so he goes to hospitals and just plays music for people? That's nice of him. I can't shit on that. That is a very good thing to do. But like, talking about your friend dying of cancer, an 80-year-old man of cancer, and that you can't do any criticism to Nintendo at all because it might exacerbate cancer.
It's bad to criticize a corporation for
Yeah,
their
I
outrageous
don't.
prices. I'm lost on the logic.
There is no logic. There's zero logic. It doesn't make any fucking sense under any circumstance.
Jess terrified. He's so scared of it, and this is the first time I've seen just fear like this. How do I bring him a sense of calm? How do I bring him reassurance and a sense?
You don't have to talk to him. Wait, hold on. How do I bring him calm? You don't talk about the Nintendo beef right now. Like, you don't talk about it. What? You talking about something that is completely outside of the realm of the conversation that you're in that moment is not going to translate negative energy to exacerbate their cancer. That does not make any sense.
Of comfort. And that is my priority, is trying to make him feel better at some point. And so this is where I am at personally. And this attitude is affecting all of my videos. In my videos, I wanted to tell you guys 2 weeks ago that I need to step away from videos where I am offering critique.
So he wants to move away from criticism content because of an 80-year-old cancer patient that he knows. This dude did what? This dude used Etika's death to push for Nintendo. I'm sorry. He did what? What?
Miyamoto is currently standing at his friend's
Ahsoka,
deathbed,
you're getting
preparing
temporary
to cut
mod.
the chemo
You're
if
getting
he
temporary
insults
mod.
Nintendo.
Find that video, post link in chat.
I need to step away from videos that have any kind of negativity in them, because my priority in life right now is to bring a sense of calm and stability to other people. And I wanted to tell you guys a couple weeks ago, but it's too difficult. It's very difficult to talk about this stuff. It sucks.
You know, you just don't have to do it, right? Like, you can just upload content that you want to upload. If you don't want to do criticism content anymore, he deleted the video like a day after it was published. Fuck! Somebody must have archived it somewhere. Somebody hunt that down. One of the ops in chat, Ash or Opblock, I need you to find that video.
Nobody wants to hear the stuff. Nobody wants to say it. And so that is why my Nintendo Switch videos have not been negative.
Pretty sickening.
That just sounds like complete bullshit cope. Yeah, I'm gonna be summoning Shinji now. Shinji, if you can find me that video, you're the GOAT.
In my opinion, sorry your friend's dying of cancer, but this is vile. And as long as we
Incredibly, I agree with Harmful on this one. That's vile as fuck. It's like, well, my Nintendo videos aren't critical because of my 80-year-old friend dying. It's horrible that 80-year-old is dying of cancer. But like, how does that affect your friend's cancer if you make content that is critical against Nintendo? It's not critical against the 80-year-old fucking dying cancer patient.
sharing personal stories around grief and death. Let me share one too. There was this one time I was kind of wilding out in a store. I was freaking out.
Okay.
I was grabbing stuff.
Okay.
I was making loud noises.
Okay.
And someone told me off. Said they didn't like it. My
No
response?
way.
Because I didn't.
Did Op find it? Okay, which video? Archive of his deleted videos, it seems. Where is the Etika one? Is there one that says Etika? Hold on. There's nothing that pulls up title-wise for Etika. Uses Paul Rudd. Psychotic surrounding Coyote story. Actually hates all the attention. Lies about fighting a guy trying to stab people. What? Throws toxic childish temper tantrum. Incredibly condescending and okay, so this is 8 minutes. What is this one?
Hey everyone. So this video is not a joke. There's no punchline here. It's not funny. I just got back from the shops and there was an altercation. When I walked into the shops, there was a scuffle. People were fighting. There was a guy that had a kid in not a teenager.
I'm not even gonna critique the green screen. Everyone, it's so obvious to point out.
15-year-old, and he's got him in sort of, you know, a headlock. He's got his arms so he can't strike or hit him. He's trying to get the kid outside of the shop.
So wait, so there's a fight happening in a like a bodega store. There's a 15-year-old fighting somebody, and another person has them in a headlock. Okay, all right.
Walking into the shop, I see that. I naturally assume, well, it must be this guy's kid. The kid's throwing a tantrum, leaving the shop.
Wait, so a dad putting a kid in a headlock is you saying that the dad is just saying, oh, well, the kid's throwing a tantrum, might as well put him in a headlock and remove him. I don't think I've ever seen a father put a kid in a fucking headlock and carry him out of somewhere before.
So I walk through, and
okay,
I go to order my coffee, and I hear crashing and clattering and shouting. So I walk back around the corner, and now this teenager is picking up ceramic dishes from the restaurants that are nearby and throwing it at people, and they're smashing it.
You know, the music is really selling this for me. The music is super serious. It really carries the weight of like how real this is.
And crashing everywhere. And so I'm sitting and waiting to see what's happening. I'm not sure if the guy's parent is here, but I'm watching the situation to see what happens. It turns out I don't know where this kid's parents are. And he's getting violent, and he's throwing things at people. And some people are filming it with their camera. Some people...
I know it's Skyrim music. It's just really funny that he put it in this.
...are just gathering from a distance to watch what's happening.
So people are just watching with cameras pulled out. That does happen, but like, okay. Very unnecessary detail.
With this teenager, the teenager's screaming, I can't discern what he's saying. So I worked for years and years in disability services. I could tell within seconds this kid has specialized needs.
So there's a story. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. So the story involves a retard 15-year-old put in a headlock by what he assumed was his dad while he was getting a coffee, and other people are just recording. Okay, so we're dealing with like a retard with a knife, okay?
And there's a very specific way that you deal with people with specialized needs. You have to understand the situation they are in, the headspace they are in, and you have to know that there are certain things that they will do once they've entered a certain mental state.
Yeah, where they go like full retard, where they're just like, "Argh!" like they do. They go like Hulk mode. Yeah, the special need kid goes in Hulk mode.
Then you have to change the way that you respond. And sometimes you do have to physically just stop them, because if you don't, they will hurt someone. They will hurt someone very badly. And so I was watching the situation. I wasn't going to get involved. I wasn't going to...
It's like full-blown gorilla mode.
...step in, but I thought there's a chance that someone could get hurt, because I thought, what if the guy that is trying to push this kid outside, what if that's not his parent? What if it's a stranger? And it turned out it was someone else, and apparently this teenager had been causing problems in the shop. It became physical, and now this kid is striking out, hitting people, and I'm watching from a distance. I see him go around the corner. He comes back, and now he's holding a screwdriver. And now he's screaming. He's looking around.
Where did he get the screwdriver? Hold on, you're in like a bodega shop. Where the hell did he get a screwdriver? Was it just like on his person? Is like the autistic person walking around with a screwdriver in their pocket? Does he, like, if he sees a train set, is he immediately gonna start screwing the train wheels off? Like, what? How do you do that?
He's trying to stab people. And so that's when I stepped in, and I picked up a chair, and I was just holding it, and I'm watching him approaching people, and I'm getting...
He picked up a chair. He's gonna hit him with the steel chair. He's pulling a WWE move. He's gonna hit him with the steel chair.
Between him and people, I've got the chair, and I'm getting ready to, once he tries to strike, then I'll put the chair between the kid and the person, and he won't be able to reach anyone. That's outraging him.
Wait, so you put a chair in front of a raging retard to stop them from fighting?
But I'm not aggressing, and I'm watching him, I'm holding on to him, I'm saying, hey, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, it's alright, it's alright. He's screaming, and he's trying to stab people, and now I've got the chair, and I'm just corralling him outside, and I'm...
So the kid, so the retard is threatening to stab people with a screwdriver. Okay.
Calmly saying, look, it's gonna be okay, we're corralling him outside.
We're corralling him outside like he's a fucking cow or something. He's like a feral animal.
Meanwhile, bystanders are coming up to gawk at him, and they're blocking the entrance where I'm trying to get this kid out the door. We need to get this kid out of the shop where he can get some fresh air, get away from people, and calm him down. And so now people are blocking the exit. I'm saying, can you guys please leave? They're not listening. They want to see what's going on, why this kid's screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, nobody called the police. No, not a single person. Well, there is a guy running in there with a screwdriver saying, I'm going to stab somebody. You try to corral him like a retarded animal outside of the building. Okay. No cops? Not a single police officer was called?
It's starting to work out. You know, he's trying to swing out with a screwdriver.
and I've got the chair up, and I'm corralling him back, and I'm pushing him away from people he's trying to stab with the screwdriver.
I swear to God, if he says that everyone clap for me, I'm going to, like, crash out.
And then some genius comes up to me and then pushes me, takes the chair out of my hand. He's trying to say, hey, cut it out, man. You're going to make him hate you. And this guy is not intelligent. Like, you can tell someone's depth of intelligence pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm telling by your depth of intelligence that you are the most retarded person that I have ever fucking covered so far. And that's saying something.
And the guy, now I'm having to fight 2 people with mental issues because now he's mad.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. So magically, another mentally impaired person has shown up. He has to fight 2 retards. Like how Chris Pratt had to fight the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park World. He's standing there. He's standing there like this. He's like, oh, he's doing a lot of this to the retards. He's holding his fingers up, being like, don't come near me. Don't come near me. Hey, I have this chair in front of the one retard. You need to sit down. Like, he's doing one of those.
At me, and he's pushing me, and I'm the one that's stopping this kid from stabbing people. I'm the only one that's stopping this kid from stabbing people, and now this moron that thinks that he's hot shit because he's this big overweight dude, thinks that he's tough and strong and he knows better. And meanwhile, he's pushing me, saying, hey, you're going to make that kid, you're making him hate you, look what you're doing, look what you're doing. He's taking my chair away. I'm using the chair to stop this kid from stabbing people with a screwdriver. So now I'm fighting off 2 people. And eventually, you know, we get this kid outside and I have to walk away from this dude. I'm getting ticked off by this moron that's making the situation worse. I'm here to de-escalate it. Meanwhile, this moron thinks that he knows better, that he's smarter. I've worked in disability services for years. I've trained for this. So I know when to change your approach. I know when to take certain actions, and I know how to de-escalate and get people to calm down. And this—
I don't think you can de-escalate by putting a chair in front of a tard with a fucking screwdriver. I don't think that's what they taught you in de-escalation school. I don't know how that works. If you're dealing with mentally inefficient people, do you think putting a roadblock in front of them is going to, like, make them calm down? That doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense.
This moron thinks he's tough shit. So now I'm dealing with these 2 people. We finally get the kid outside. We get the doors locked. We're cleaning up. There's stuff everywhere. And, oh man, I'm so irritated with this guy. And I'm just keeping my mouth shut because it could have gotten way worse. If he had stepped in sooner and basically just forced his way between me and the kid, then someone would have been stabbed. And this moron thinks, oh, I'm big, I'm tough, ooh. Anyway, that was my morning. This is not a joke. This isn't a punchline thing. So, anyway, I gotta get back to work. I'm gonna get back to game development. Just gonna enjoy my coffee. And, yeah, I'll make more fun videos. People want me to take a look at the Nintendo stuff.
He doesn't even give a resolution. There's no... you had me... Wait! You had me so invested in your, like, fake retard fight that there's no resolution? The cops didn't show up. What happened to the retard? Did he, like, go to jail? Did you fight the other bigger one? Like, what did you do? Sungrand, what did you do? Where is part 2? I need the conclusion. It's actually driving me insane.
Doing that, but I'm a little bit...
This is more of a cliffhanger than fucking Half-Life 3 for me now.
I'm not irritated at the kid that had the issue.
Oh, he's still going.
I'm irritated about the moron that thinks that he knew better and that reckoned that he knew better than everyone else and he could de-escalate when he was making things worse. Sounds like an analogy for the games industry, isn't it? It's very, very fitting.
What? That's an analogy for the games industry. Yeah, one tard with a fucking screwdriver is trying to stab people. I'm trying to help. And then a bigger, scarier tard shows up and gets mad. Isn't that just like the games industry, chat? Isn't that one for one with how EA handles all of their business? Oh my god. This is amazing. We haven't even watched the Harmful video yet. We found... Dude, Ops found a gold mine. What are we doing? Hold on. Nuclear weapons grade cope. Okay, what is this?
Have a seat. We're going to talk.
Don't tell me to sit down. You're too brown to be Chris Hansen.
My name is Darrell. You might know me as the guy who put on the suit and did industry speeches. I covered a number of industry topics. I identified opportunities for the industry to move away from malpractices and move towards better practices, focusing on integrity, honesty, and transparency. I have made it very clear that I am not a YouTuber. I am...
What are you? What? Okay, I'm so fucking sorry. You're not... You're uploading to YouTube. Shut up. Shut up. You're uploading... You are putting out content on YouTube as a independent creator. You do YouTube. Like, I hate when people do this. I'm not a YouTuber. Yes, you are. You fucking make YouTube videos. You make content. You do YouTube. Any asshole with a fucking camera and a microphone can be a YouTuber. This is not Skinny Mutahar. I'm sorry. Mutahar's never had a rat tail before.
A professional working in the games industry.
I made it very clear that I'm not here for attention. And
I am not a YouTuber whose YouTube channel.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. You're not doing this for attention. Then why are you uploading content in the first place? What is the point? What is the point of it then? What is the point of wasting your time editing videos to upload to YouTube then?
will sometimes be covering topics and presenting topics with speeches that you will not always understand. I told you that whatever I discuss here on industry topics will be for the gamers.
It's only for the gamers. Anyone that is not a gamer that watches his content, you are the problem, okay? You're a fucking problem. If you're not a gamer, you can't watch his content. He does impassioned speeches for the gamers.
I am against anti-consumer practices.
Oh, you're against anti-consumer practices. What would you call what Nintendo's doing?
I'm against pro-corporate. And I asked you to be patient, to listen, and to trust me.
No, I'm not doing any of that. You've already lost me when you had the fucking Iwata coming in the background. When you looked at it, so like you wanted to just suck Iwata's dick right there. I'm sorry. I'm not taking you serious. I'm not. No, don't trust. Sorry.
I said everything I say in my videos will not be just literal. There's a lot of meaning to what goes into these videos.
Oh, he's got the Bubba Max strat. He goes, don't listen to what I'm actually saying. Listen to the subtextual things I am trying to say, because my content is more deep than what you think it is. That, got it. He's pulling a Mama Max. Got it. Got it. He's pulling a Mama Max. Got it.
And they are not literally just to make a video for attention. They are to guide people to sharing their feedback, to lead a conversation toward a discussion, towards people sharing their perspectives.
Notice his channel is the company name lol. Is there a single trailer on this guy's channel for a game he's made, or is this Brown Pirate software?
I think this might be Brown Pirate software. I think this guy might be more mentally ill than Pirate
consumer
software.
practices and corporations.
Gilded.
But I'm willing to
Gilded,
suck up
Gilded,
to
Gilded,
Nintendo,
Gilded.
Who's very guilty
Question.
Of what I claim I hate.
Gilded, were you aware that this dude used Iwata's dead body to say that it's okay that Nintendo raised prices to $80 a game, and also used Etika, apparently, when he died to push pro-Nintendo talking points? Were you aware of that, Gilded? Gilded probably won't care, but, like, I feel like that's a crazy fucking thing to do, bro.
Also showing the industry how you respond to various topics with various tones and subjects, how you respond to certain situations, how you respond to information. Now, when the announcement for the Switch 2 was launched, things were not going well. There were many negative reactions online, and I posted
Oh, okay, this is his Switch 2 video. I want the fucking Etika one.
a number of videos that were not just literal. They were prompts. They were prompts for you to share your feedback so the industry could see how you feel and how you respond to certain
But if I remember correctly, your video was you literally justifying the anti-consumer practice of Nintendo at this current stage and saying, like in this video,
Sungrand is our manager. He likes
let's
to
just go
talk
back
down in a very passive-aggressive way.
Let's just go back to here. Okay, remember what he just said here. That video about Nintendo was how you were supposed to voice your concerns about Nintendo. Just really listen carefully to what he actually said.
accepted death is going to happen. That's a problem.
But you should watch the whole thing yourself. It is surreal.
Apparently,
And
he's
I'm
claiming that he's a business partner of Nintendo.
What?
No, I'm not
Huh?
joking. Maybe he's defending the Switch 2's prices so that people buy it. He can afford his friend's chemo.
He's doing what? He said he's a Nintendo partner? A business partner of Nintendo. Is there any proof of that? What is this?
And unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing any sort of fan crossover games with anything related to Nintendo-owned IP. Nintendo is a business partner of mine.
Is there any proof?
And I need to make sure that I don't cross any uncomfortable lines here. So I'm just going to be doing fan games of IP that are not Nintendo related, but stuff that I really like. And look, I am a game developer for my work, but also I'm a huge fan of games, and I want to make fan games too. You know,
This dude sounds like Grumps, but somehow more soy. That is crazy. Hold on, we got distracted for a second. So remember what he said here. Pay attention to what he says here.
sitting with a friend, and I always accepted death is going to happen. That's a problem.
This is, by the way, his justification as to why he can't be critical in Nintendo. Keep this part in mind.
You know, that's everyone dies. And I never really feared it. But I'm sitting with my friend dying of cancer. And this is the first time in my life where I've seen the fear in someone's eyes. And he's in his 80s, and he's terrified. He hasn't talked to anyone about it, but he's talking to me about it. And he's just terrified. He's so scared of it. And this is the first time I've seen just fear like this. How do I bring him a sense of calm? How do I bring him reassurance and a sense of comfort? And that is my priority, is trying to make him feel better at some point. And so this is where I am at personally. And this attitude is affecting all of my videos. In my videos, I wanted to tell you guys 2 weeks ago that I need to step away from videos where I am offering critique. I need to step away from videos that have any kind of negativity in them, because my priority in life right now is to bring a sense of calm and stability to other people.
Apparently, criticizing Nintendo will exacerbate cancer in your 80-year-old friend if you criticize Nintendo for content. According to him, well, he thinks he'll spread negativity to his 80-year-old friend over the Switch 2 fiasco. Every time that you guys criticize Nintendo, Sungrand's 80-year-old friend is dying faster of cancer.
And I wanted to tell you guys a couple weeks ago, but it's too difficult. It's very difficult to talk about this stuff. It sucks. Nobody wants to hear the stuff. Nobody wants to say it. And so that is why my Nintendo Switch videos have not been negative.
Pretty sickening, in my opinion. Sorry your friend's dying of cancer, but this is vile. And as long as we're sharing personal stories around grief and death, let me share one too. There was this one time I was kind of wilding out in a store. I was freaking out. I was grabbing stuff. I was making loud noises. And someone told me off. Said they didn't like it. My response? Because I didn't like being talked to like that and I wanted an out? Well, my dad just died. So I understand the instinct, Gerald. I understand the impulse. And I'm sure just like my father's death, your friend dying is real. But I was pulling that shit.
No way. This is his partnership with Nintendo. This is what he's saying is the partnership. I'm sorry, we keep getting distracted from the harmful video. This is the game he made. This is the guy criticizing characters? This is the guy that's saying he's a pro character designer.
Suffering from cancer and my friend was using my situation to push a BS narrative like this.
I am so sorry. You're saying that you're a pro character designer with this. I literally cannot believe that this is a fucking thing that he's doing. This is the guy criticizing people's characters. Oh. How is this a partnership with Nintendo? Exclusive survival horror game for new Nintendo 3DS. Okay, but does that make him a business partner, or does that mean that he got paid out to be able to put a game onto the 3DS? Because one is business partnership, right? Like you are exclusively working with Nintendo for an extended period of time, versus one game put on their DS platform. How is that partnership?
When I was 4 years old. And this guy makes it perfectly
Yes, it looks like an asset flip, Jack.
clear that what he's trying to do is guilt trip people.
I'm receiving so much personal harassment. I try to respond to comments because I want to let people know that I care
He's just using a platform. If this was the Nintendo, it would be pushed in a direct. Yeah, true.
about what they have to say. But I'm just receiving so many personal attacks from people that are saying you're this word, you're that word. I'm unsubscribing because you're not attacking Nintendo. So this is why I have been so positive in my videos. This is why I've been so positive.
I'm an idiot. Fucking dumbass moment. That just happened. Fuck. Whoa!
This is meant to be on the 3Ds. This shite doesn't even qualify to be on the Game Boy.
Yep, party foul. Hard party foul, chat. Alright. I had to do the laundry anyways for the towel, so fuck it. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well.
About Nintendo and its
I had to do laundry anyways after stream, so fuck it. I guess I'm okay doing
pricing
that.
of the Nintendo Switch.
You trolls think I'm a retard? Well, I had to say those things because my friend's dying. Don't you feel bad now? Come on, man. He caps off his video with this statement that he's just a little guy. He's just a little man. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm not a YouTuber. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know how else I'm supposed to explain this. I'm just some guy. So I'm
just some guy, man. I'm just some guy that used the what is death to push a Nintendo narrative.
not going to do things the way a YouTuber would. I'm just a guy.
What?
I just want to...
Dude, every YouTuber is just a guy. Like, I don't know what you mean by that. I'm just a guy. Yeah! No shit. We're all people. You make Nintendo goy slop. Like, what?
share some of my adventure with you.
Excuse me, what? My man has 126k subs. Not too important these days, but he has published almost 1,000 videos. He has his own gimmick, his own style. Textbook YouTuber. But perhaps he means professionally. He's a game dev after all.
Everyone I casually like goes this route. Why?
Pooh, you need to have an introspective look as to why you casually like these people.
Like he says in this video.
My games have to be done. That's how I earn money.
Okay, Gerald, let's see how you make your money.
That's the gameplay of the trailer that we just watched? This looks like the shittiest asset flip of all time. Why? Wait a minute. Why is it like stuttering? Why is it stuttering like that? What the fuck? What is this?
If you want to get your hands on this masterpiece, I believe it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive and it costs £17.99. I wonder if this has anything to do with his view on Nintendo and game prices. Surely not. Now, if you think I've been going too hard on this guy, don't worry. Apparently, none of this was real. He recently uploaded another explanation for the way he's been behaving. This now privated video was called Goodbye, It's Over. Its description read, "The internet just turned on the only industry professional active..."
Oh, wow! This dude's ego's through the roof. That was in his description?
And publicly fighting against anti-consumer malpractice and championing pro-gamer and pro-integrity policies.
Oh my god, he sounds like Gamergate, dude. He sounds like the Gamergate guys. Yeah, this sounds like if Gamergate and Pirate Software had like a rape baby. That's crazy.
The last few weeks has just shown the games industry they have no reason to listen to hate mobs online who have focused on spreading lies and outright ignoring facts and information. This unfortunate response has depleted the credibility of any online movement claiming to fight for pro-gamer and anti-consumer policies.
Hold on, wait a minute. So a video that is basically dick-sucking Nintendo, participating in anti-consumer policies, and people criticizing you for that is anti-consumer. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense.
He also pinned a comment underneath which read,
"No, he fucking didn't.
This situation is entirely my fault and no one else's. I believed entirely in you all. I understand now." To be clear, content creators that I have been connected to over the past year have kept posting content based on lies and outrage, which affects my credibility as well. Who's he talking about there?
Yeah.
Funny little nugget of information. He uploaded a video today called "Thank You Hypnotic, Smash JT, Dark Titan Enterprises, Keep Going." Just sucking them and other people off. Talking about how it felt like they were a team posting videos together.
You're gonna be on a team with Smash JT, bro? Like, Alyssa Mercante is a piece of shit. I hate that fucking bitch. But, like, Smash? Really?
I'd show you a clip, but I didn't download it before it went private. Anyway, back to his pinned comment. "I've put myself at immense risk and danger by fighting for gamers publicly, by going head-to-head directly with these big companies and fighting them on your behalf."
What, dude, every single content creator that runs in the gaming commentary sphere of shit all go up against big publishers. Like, they all do that. Rev, Alex, fucking even the small guys, Gara, the rest of them. Like, they all criticize these massive companies. Like, what makes you so fucking special?
I don't know of anyone else in the industry who would be willing to accept that risk and consequence of openly fighting.
Dude, everybody does that. Everybody. Love or hate the act, man, but he's done that himself. There are shitter channels that do that. Like, I don't... How do you try to make yourself out like the Jesus Christ of the gaming commentary sphere? How do you do that?
Major companies and anti-consumer policies. I really wanted to believe in you all. The videos on this channel will be strictly fun, educational, or entertaining moving forward. Incredible, he is simultaneously...
I'm just some guy.
And apparently the greatest hero to ever exist. In this video, Sungrand explains that all of these videos were actually a special way of sending a signal to the industry.
Now when the
I risk my life every time I drop to my knees for big
Yeah,
corpo.
wait, hold on. Wait a fucking minute here. So he thinks, unironically, that these companies are watching his videos and will get some kind of secret coded message. Like, is that what the fuck's going on? He's sending a signal that it's like, I speak for the gamers. These media companies watch my content, so that means that the gamers' words are getting to them. Is that what he's doing?
The announcement for the Switch 2 was launched. Things were not going well. There were many negative reactions online, and I posted a number of videos that were not just literal. They were prompts. They were...
Dude, this is literally Mama Max. This is Max. This is Max's fingers all over it. It's like the content of the videos and what I said don't really matter because there's an underlying message that you're not getting with my crazy ARG videos about Blackula vampire werewolf rape cults. You didn't see that in my random ARG video of me ranting about pedophiles? Like, that's...
prompts for you to share your feedback so the industry could see how you feel and how you respond to certain subjects.
It's the real explanation this time, guys. He wasn't doing it because of his dying friend. No, that was just a joke. I don't know. He was giving you the chance to talk directly to the ghost of Satoru Iwata, and you ruined it by being such negative Nancy's in his comment section.
So moving forward, I will not be addressing any industry topics whatsoever.
So what is your
because
channel
I can't
then?
anymore. You destroyed our credibility.
So he's saying that everybody that criticizes Nintendo Take has single-handedly destroyed his entire channel. Like, he can't do anything anymore. He thought he was him, dude. He thought he was him. This is more ego than fucking, I think this ego might be on par with Pirate Software. I think this might actually be worse than Pirate Software's ego if I'm thinking about it more, which is crazy.
Great work.
And what's even worse is that people were him.
But people were slandering me for a time period.
Slanding?
And not a single content creator stood up in my defense.
Not a single one of you gaming commentary channels stuck up for me. I was the one getting EA to stop being predatory towards developers. The ego on this man is fucking insanity.
Oh, so this is all about clout, you might be thinking. But no, he makes it clear. He said many times he doesn't care about attention. This is not about him wanting more people to lick his ass. It's about the industry.
Not a single content creator stood up in my defense. Now, what does that show the industry?
I've never seen something so shameless. But to be fair, he does in this video take some of the blame. He does take some accountability.
Okay.
This is entirely my fault. This is not your fault.
Wait.
This isn't...
wait, how do you take responsibility for yourself after the fact that you accused everyone of slandering you and ruining everybody's credibility in the gaming sphere? How do you do that? How does that work? How do you take responsibility after pointing the finger at everybody? How do you do that?
Entirely my fault because I believed in you. I
totally am at fault here. This is totally my fault. I made a shitty video. I stood on the grave of Iwata to try and guilt trip you all into not being mean at Nintendo. But technically, it's all your fault.
believed you had the maturity and the intelligence to understand what I was telling you.
Look, full disclosure.
He really is like Mama Max Pirate Software rolled into one person. Holy shit.
I didn't vibe with this guy from the second I set eyes on him. You can say that means there's bias here, but if you're still trying to say this is normal at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Well, that's not true. I know exactly what to tell you. He privated that video and uploaded a third different explanation for what was happening. It's called, "Hey, what is up with the tone in your recent videos?" In it, he explains that this whole thing, these whole last 2 weeks, were a prank, a social experiment perhaps.
No fucking, I refuse. No way. He did not do the FouseyTube thing. There's no fucking way. The public rape experiment, it was just a social experiment, guys. It's just a prank. It's just a prank.
He was trying to get rid of the haters by making them really angry so they'd unsubscribe. This is because he really cares about you. He knows people come to his videos for calmness and relaxation, and the haters ruin it. So he needs to get rid of them.
He's a lolcow. Yeah, it's a cow. This dude's a cow. This dude's a cow. This dude's a cow. This dude's a cow.
For you.
Over the past few months, I've been noticing more and more people, and I've lost count of all the people that are saying that their week is tough, they just have such a tough work week, and that my channel is something they look forward to. My channel brings them positivity, but there was a problem.
You know, like every fucking channel in the world gets that, right? Even people with like 10 subs, there's one person be like, my life really sucked and I just really love your content. Like there's always that. There's always that. You can't use that as a defense to fight back against criticism. You can't do the whole like, my content saves lives, so stop making fun of me. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Just keep making your regular content. All you have to do is just post through it. Like,
because of the content that I was creating in regards to the games industry.
if I changed your lives, I hope it's irreputably for the worst.
It was bringing...
I hope your family hears me and goes, what the fuck are you watching?
Sense. Do this as a prank to get rid of
yeah,
haters
it's stupid.
and end up making everyone dislike you.
But that's literally like what Chris Chan-esque sort of behavior is. It's like, oh, I'm like gonna fucking I'm gonna make shit up to get the trolls to get off my back, and then they find out later and it just makes it 5 times worse. It's just stupid.
In a lot of subscribers who were ruining that vibe. What I knew was I had to somehow get a lot of people to unsubscribe from my channel, and I wasn't exactly sure how to do that. But when
that is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. So you're just that's so stupid. That's like Boogie saying these rapists and Nazis in my audience. Like it's like one of those things.
You opened my eyes on ACC, and for that I will never forgive you.
I'm very happy to know that, Jack. That means I'm doing my job right.
When the topic of the Nintendo Switch 2 came up, I saw the opportunity to create content with very deliberate phrasing. Basically, what I've been doing with my videos over the past 2 weeks or so is I've been using phrasing, language, and tone that...
What the fuck, Olivia? You make a worse person. You make me a worse person, but I'm a worse person that's laughing instead of thinking about domestic I witnessed the other day. Jesus, Olivia.
I knew...
I am sorry you saw that. I am glad that you can laugh through the pain with us, though.
Would upset people who want to push negativity onto other people.
Reason 1.
It's not push. Hold on. Listen, criticism is not pushing negativity. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry here. It's not. If you like genuinely fuck up and you have a group of people that are mad at you and you don't just go, yep, I fucked up. I'm just going to own it, eat it, and move on. You're the one inviting more negativity in. Realistically, you're just inviting it to get worse and worse and worse and worse instead of just sitting there and going, you know what? Have an introspective look, say, you know what? I kind of fucked up here. I'm just going to own it and move on. And I'm sorry for what I said. It's kind of, I should have thought it out more. Instead, you do 3 videos and now you're doing like it's a prank. Like, bro, you're making this worse.
My friend...
You're the one inviting the negativity to continue to grow.
Is dying of cancer, and other friends have recently died of cancer. I need to stay calm and strong for the people around me, so I can't be negative. Reason 2. I made these videos as a way to send a signal to the industry. They were an opportunity for you to sound off, and then Nintendo would see it, and you failed the test. Reason 3. This whole thing was 4D chess. I did it to get the bad people to unsubscribe for the...
Smash JT is defending Flab.
benefit of the good people who...
You can tell by... You can tell by my reaction to that how I feel about it.
Don't want them around. Because of course, when you make someone who leaves nasty comments really angry, they leave. Genius. I'm starting to think our friend Gerald of Sungrand Studios might have a bit of a lying problem. And given this context, it calls into question some of his already suspect videos. Like the one from 11 days ago. I just fought a guy trying to stab people.
We already went over this. Wait, his green screen is him in a shopping center.
In a shopping center.
So this video is not a joke. There's no punchline.
All right,
here.
we already went over this. We already went over the retard with the screwdriver. We already did that.
My man was going to perfect parry the retard with a screwdriver.
He was going to use a chair, harmful. He isn't going to parry the retard. He was going to put a chair in front of the retard to de-escalate, and then the other retard showed up like a velociraptor to try and fight him, okay?
It could have happened. At this point, bro, I need to see footage. The story gets better, though. While there is a guy trying to stab people with a screwdriver, and he is the one keeping people safe with a chair.
We're going to skip it.
Have a good day. That's my afternoon.
Now, remember I mentioned those Fritanga
We're gonna skip ahead. We're gonna skip ahead.
Plays videos. The ones where he shits on amongst...
We already watched it. I'm not doing it again.
Other people, Sungrand Studios. Well, Sungrand definitely knows about them, and they are the hate he was talking about. We know this because he said under his most recent video explaining his spastic behavior, "I've spent the past few weeks trying to make those people mad at me so they would unsubscribe.
Why?
I wasn't doing a good enough job at it until luckily someone told me a YouTuber named Frittata or something made videos and sent a hate mob after me."
Oh my god, he's blaming Fritanga for doing a hate mob? Dude, if you have a shitty take on anything, people are going to come at you. Just because a content creator made a video talking about your fuck up doesn't mean that they purposely sent a hate campaign against you. Unless they are fanning the flames, unless they are saying go fuck with Sungrand, that is doing a brigadement. That is sending a hate mob, criticizing you, and the fallout is a couple of people come over and say mean things about you is not a hate mob.
This video, where he talks about how much of a hero he is, as far as I can tell, was uploaded a few hours after the first Fritanga video that shit on him. Given his already established pattern of, "Oh, you're mad at me? You think I suck? Well, look how good I am," I have to say I find this really suspicious. And there's one other thing I find quite suspicious that I want to bring up. Sungrand has said that a lot of people around him have died of cancer or are dying of cancer. This in itself I don't find too suspect. It does appear to be true that he hangs out with a lot of really old people, but he does like to use that quite a lot. As we saw, it was one of his explanations for why he had to be nice to Nintendo. But did you know that he did a similar thing 2 years ago with a different friend who died of cancer? In a video called Why I Did It, he alleges...
I'm fucking sorry. He used another dead person? Or somebody dying of cancer? Is he like uranium? Does he like just give off radiation that gives old people cancer? Like what the fuck is going on here? So the video we watched with the 80-year-old, is that the first time he's used the old person's cancer story to defend himself? Over the Wii U, hold on, real talk. I pushed myself beyond the breaking point to make these final Wii U and 3DS games for you. Why would I bother to go through all that trouble? That's the description.
He was receiving insults for working on Wii U and 3DS games still, and guilts those people with his dead cancer friend.
People kept asking me why. I've received insult after insult of people calling me stupid for making games for these final consoles, and I don't really take offense to that. People say many different things for many different reasons.
Okay.
But mostly people are asking, why did you do this? Why are you making games for these old consoles when you're...
It was 2 years ago. The 3DS and the Wii... How long has the Wii U been out of circulation? He looks like a fatter Young Yeah. To be fair, Young Yeah got ripped. But like, how long has the Wii U been out of circulation? It's gotta be like a decade at this point. Why the fuck are you still making games on a dead console? Yeah, that is a good question. Why are you using a dead console? Online at least 1 year? Okay. The Wii U hasn't been a factor for 8 years. So they just closed the online for Wii U a year ago. Nobody's using the Wii U to buy games. So like, okay, so the eShop stopped in 2023. But yeah, still, why would you make games for a console that nobody's using and nobody's buying? New consoles up to purchase games online that you created for the Nintendo eShop. That doesn't make any fucking sense. When the Switch came out, and other consoles, PC, all of these things, what is the point of that?
You're not going to make a lot of money out of it. And so today I'd like to share with you my reasoning. I want to tell you, just on a personal level, a person to person, why I did it. About 7 years ago, I lost someone very important to me in a brutal and unfair way. There was health issues and cancer and hospital and treatments and all those sorts of things.
What's happening? How does that play into you using... How does that play into you coding games for a dead console that one of your friends died? How did that happen?
Why am I so attached to these Nintendo products? My friend died. Sound familiar? It's like when you're in school and you get caught playing hooky. My grandma died. What, your fifth one? Like I said though, the stories could be real, but how he used it is pretty sick to me, and that he uses it as a stock response creeps me out. The other thing I wanted to show you that I find a bit suspect is this. Woke crowd kicked me out of volunteering at the cancer hospital.
I'm sorry, what? What?
There are some issues on its face.
Hold on, I need to read that description.
Woke crowd.
The woke people kicked me out of volunteering at a cancer hospital because I refused to bend a knee and submit to their will. Here's why I'm creating industry speeches to speak out against whatever the rest of that description is. How does you talking about Nintendo products and video games get you kicked out of volunteering at a cancer hospital? How does that work? How does that happen?
Crowd kicked me out of volunteering at the cancer hospital. There are some issues on its face if you watch it. The story isn't very clear about exactly what happened, but let me use a couple quotes to put it in a nutshell.
So the reason why a lot of my games, or all my games, are quite small right now is over the past year, I've been volunteering at a local cancer hospital.
Council hospital, motherfucker can't speak.
First the quartering, now this guy.
Yeah, this is Ian Miles Chug without the swatting.
Sit in the sort of the public area and I just play, you know, traditional music, just something that's easy to listen to. And so I had...
What do you mean by traditional music? Are you doing like traditional Asian music, traditional American? Like, how do you do this? BuzzFeed wrote an article of this guy in 2025 and he's never been the same.
Volunteering at the cancer hospital for about a year. And then these woke neo-feminists came in and assumed...
Okay.
Control and exerted their power in a way that made the environment unpleasant and unmanageable. And so I was pushed out of that environment because I would not bend the knee.
So the story...
Bend the knee for what? You're playing music. Like, wait, why would the woke neo-feminists want you to stop playing music at the hospital? Were you, like, playing songs about, like, beating wives and, like, raping women? Like, I don't know what were you doing? I weirdly don't believe that you were kicked out because of woke neo-feminists. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
And that video is, his games are small because he volunteers to help the poor children with music. But the feminists have now kicked him out. But
I could just imagine, like, a gaggle of fucking, like, blue-haired feminists rolling in. And in his brain, he's just like, oh, God, the women are stopping me. What is this? Okay, so we got the video. What's the most replayed?
In that environment. The other day, I had a disturbing conversation with a lady whom I previously had a lot of respect for. And I was explaining my views that all people are equal. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It doesn't matter what you call yourself with your pronouns. Everyone is equal. Everyone should have an equal opportunity in the workplace. And she laughed in my face and she said, well, you're wrong. And
I don't fucking believe that. I don't believe it for a fucking second. So you're telling me that woke neo-feminists laughed in your face when you said the thing that they want people to say, which is all people are equal and should be treated equally. But somehow the woke mob didn't like that. How does that work? That's full of shit. That is full of shit. That is the most full of shit fucking line I've ever heard in my entire life.
I was shocked. I thought she was joking, so I froze.
Wait, he didn't want to wear a mask in a cancer ward. Wait, what? During COVID? At a hospital. At a hospital. They said, hey, we have people with ventilators. Can you not do that? Okay, I'm being fucking hit up like every 20 seconds with DMs. All right, I'm calling Falgi. He's having a fucking meltdown. Falgi, did he get Falgi, did this guy get kicked out of a hospital for not wearing a mask?
I'm trying to figure this the fuck out. I'm trying to figure this the fuck out. For those who don't know, masking at a hospital, specifically the cancer ward, was before fucking COVID.
I'm not shocked by that.
Like, full blown. I had cancer. This is why I fucking know these things from time to time.
Okay.
You can't fucking walk in because they obliterate your immune system.
Yeah, it's almost, there's this thing called chemotherapy. I don't think he's ever heard of it before being at a volunteer hospital. It's crazy. He's never heard of chemotherapy before.
Oh, yeah, he fucking put the steel chair between him and fucking COVID.
The neo-Nazi feminist.
This guy is lying out his fucking teeth.
The minute I watched the most replayed and he said, he was like, well, I believe all people are equal. and then the lady laughed at me. I don't believe that. That is the most insane fucking thing imaginable. That is what the wokies want you to say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like what are you saying? You said all people are equal, so you got kicked out of it, or like, I don't understand. Neo-feminine. Like, what does that even mean? I don't.
Wait.
I'm trying to see through the transcript if you mentioned masks at all.
Did Killjoy? Did you find the etiquette video?
No, so that one is very hard to find.
Yeah, that
because
one's
it seems because it's just like it seems like that one is just the hardest one because it's like from an earlier time.
Well, yeah.
So
Ahsoka was saying he was at like 5K subs when it was uploaded, and he's been on the platform for like how long now?
He's been uploading. So his earliest video, from what I can see, was the gaming video stuff. And if I remember correctly, let me just double check. It's about. Let me double check.
Gilded Poo just gave me the worst fucking take of all time. Metro Exodus is better than Doom. That is so retarded. It like hurts my head.
I'm not even.
That actually hurts like my fucking soul that you just said that.
So 9 years ago, he was making like shovelware soundtrack games, and then he reveals the developer diaries for his Silver Falls 3 Doors Stairs game, whatever the fuck it's called.
Right.
He then is just like, he posts like a couple updates here and there everywhere that he's making like these shitty. Again, I don't care that he's making like weird shitty ghost games. You are not a Nintendo partner because you publish on Nintendo.
You should care because look at this video. Pro character designer breaks down and fixes Concord character designs. The Concord character designs are bad, but they are leagues ahead of whatever PlayStation 1 graphics shit he's working with.
Yeah. Well, it's this thing of like, yes, let's say for instance, let me be genuine for 20 seconds. Let's say this motherfucker is the kind of guy that's like, okay, I draw real well, I make characters real well. Yes, Concord's like fucking characters looks like a fucking diversity wheel.
Yeah,
like when Blizzard, like when everyone was in the Cosby room and thought about the fucking diversity wheel, this is like, that's what it looks like. But Concord fails for a myriad of reasons.
It was a hero shooter 10 years late.
Exactly. It's like it's so weird, and it's like I see like all these things on his stuff. Also, fucking selling your games on the 3DS fucking marketplace in 2019 doesn't make you a Nintendo partner.
It doesn't. It makes you somebody that is allowed to upload their games to the Nintendo eShop. That's not a partnership. That is you licensing the permission to even upload your videos to that. Oh, not videos, games. Hold on. Yeah. All of his upcoming games are listed as sequels to that Silver Falls shit show. Are you kidding me? That's all he does?
Yeah. And he also made, I guess at one time, I'm trying to see if this
Wait, Olivia's got a good point. Yeah, you're not a Steam partner for throwing shit games on Steam. Asset flips don't make you a fucking Steam partner.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Apparently he made his game for Nokia phones.
Is that the one that looks like Mr. Game & Watch?
No, he just fucking, I'll send it to you.
What is he doing? These are not consoles that matter.
Well, I think it's, okay, if I'm being genuine or genuous, like if he does live in like a different part of the world, like the reality is like, hey, like these are countries that don't have necessary access to specific things. Like if he does live in the Philippines for instance, like, hey, I get it, like it is potentially behind because socioeconomic stuff, 100%. But it's just like, yes, fucking using Iwata as your fucking spiritual guide in your fucking videos is insane. Like, what's he gonna say? Reggie Fils-Aimé is his best fucking friend? Like,
yeah.
This guy's time he's like, oh, I have a black friend. It's Reggie.
I love
like, what?
Yeah. I'm best friends with Reggie. I can say the N-word. Holy shit, this is fucking AIDS. He's from Australia? So he lives in a first world country.
Then what the fuck?
Wait, why doesn't he have an Australian accent? Am I retarded? I haven't heard Shrimp on the Barbie once.
Is he like an army brat or some shit?
He's gotta be.
Just evidence that you can dress up and speak politely.
I'm trying to think, because like, oh yeah, here's a fucking side note. Yeah, I work in mental health. This is shit I do, right? If a kid wants to stab somebody with a fucking screwdriver, a chair is not the option. I don't like. I get it. You put yourself in the path. You know what you do? You go behind them and restrain the kid because you are bigger than the 15-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the part where he was like, "Yeah, I just walked in and assumed somebody putting a child in a headlock was their dad," and I was like, "What? A headlock?"
I don't. It's fucking. Oh yeah. I don't. Fuck me.
All right, I'm gonna keep going. If there's anything else you and Killjoy find, send it my way. I'll bring you back in a bit if I do.
Nah, it's all good. I'll see you later, man.
See ya. All right, that was funny. Thank you, Falgi. He's making games on Nokia phones, dude. That's crazy.
Told a very similar story to this before. Last year, he ran a Kickstarter that failed. Well, that Kickstarter... Very similar story to this before. Last year, he...
Breath of Thunder, JRPG inspired by the classics. Why is the PSP or the PS Vita on this? Are these supposed to be the consoles that they're launching on, or is it games that have been released on these kinds of consoles but have the air like it was back in the day? Because that's the Steam Deck on the end. So what I am assuming from this photo is that these are the line of consoles that it's going to be released on. I am 99% sure that is the Atari next to the Steam Deck. I might be so fucking wrong, but does that not look like the Atari to you? What in the fuck is happening?
He ran a Kickstarter that failed. While that Kickstarter was running, he made a video called I Regret My Kickstarter Campaign,
He did his own Kickstarter crap video.
Heartfelt real talk, Breath of Thunder. You're gonna love this version of the Cancer Hospital volunteer story.
So, to get to the title of the video, I regret starting this Kickstarter campaign.
You have a lot of regrets, buddy.
And the reason being is that it takes a significant amount of time and personal sacrifice to be able to run a Kickstarter campaign.
All you have to do is periodic updates on how the game is going. And then do like, hey, we have an alpha test. Hey, we have this. Like, your job is to make the game while these people fund your game. There's not, as crazy as this sounds, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of personal sacrifice that has to be done to run the campaign, right? All you have to do is periodic updates to make the investors happy. That's really it. That doesn't make any sense.
I'll be the first to admit that I don't think
I got another straw page about you. Go DM it to me. I want to show the chat. Oh, I want to show the chat what you got. I love getting these. I love getting the straw page stuff. Boop. So this is what Goat gets. This is what Goat gets about me. Her fans keep messaging them, or he, or whatever their pronouns are. Why are you defending people like Chris or Ace? They are genuinely horrible people. I'm sorry, but if you keep staying around and defending these guys, I'm going to eventually assume you're just like them. Please don't disappoint your audience. Commit suicide. Goat Cato is a Donald Trump supporter. Now, Goat, you don't have to defend me. There you go. You've been freed.
I'm a great Kickstarter campaign runner. That's not where my expertise is. That's not where my strengths lie. And one of the sacrifices that I've had to make in order to run this Kickstarter campaign, I think has gone too far. So once...
Yeah, Goat was a fucking slave of mine, like just completely and utterly just beaten constantly, daily to defend me on Twitter.
A week, I volunteer at a cancer hospital.
He is not about to use the cancer hospital as to why he couldn't finish the Kickstarter.
And I play music for people there. I play the...
Quick question. How long does it take for you to play music at the hospital when you're volunteering? I assume it's only for a few hours a day. You're probably doing 3, maybe 4 hours a day playing music for these old people. You're not there for 12 hours, 15, 16 hours. What is with you and using the cancer patients to deflect from shit you're doing?
Violin with a friend. He plays the banjo, and then sometimes I'll play the piano afterwards. And it just brightens up people's day. It puts a smile on their face. And in order to run this Kickstarter campaign, I have had to step away from that, along with other personal things in my life.
So, Gerald, are your games small because you do volunteer work and that means you don't have time to make bigger games, and the feminists kicked you out? Perfect story for your new anti-woke fanbase. Or is the story you told a few months ago the true one, where you quit volunteering to work on those games? You can try and say, earlier in the year, you quit to work on the games, but then you went back to volunteering, and then the feminists kicked you out. I don't buy it. Things aren't adding up.
No,
he ran another failed Kickstarter that went until June that year.
Why would you do... Wait, if you're saying that you can't commit to making a Kickstarter campaign, why are you making another Kickstarter campaign? I don't think he sounds lazy. I think he's just a habitual liar trying to get easy money. I really believe that. I believe that at this point. This is ridiculous. He is trying so hard to do like asset flip, easy money schemes. And then when he gets pushback, being like the asshole on the outside, he has to revert back and use his cancer patient friends as shields. That's what I'm seeing here.
For a different game, he was also apparently preparing for an Indiegogo for something, but if he went back to the hospital after June, now he was no longer running a Kickstarter, so he'd have time again. That's just a couple months, after a huge break he chose to take.
And so I had been volunteering at the cancer hospital for about a year, and then these woke neo-feminists came in.
This guy is a gigantic bullshitter, taking advantage of a ton of people's benefits.
I agree with Harmful so far. Let's watch Harmful's second video.
Alright folks, it's time for me to take some accountability. I didn't do my due diligence. I made a mistake.
What
When I
did
made
you
my
do,
previous
Harmful?
video about Sungrand Studios, it was the result of having looked at some bits and pieces on his channel during a live stream that triggered me to think, I need to tell people. I knocked out a video very quickly with some nuggets of info I thought viewers should be aware of. However, having looked at some more of his content in depth, my opinion has changed. I think this guy is absolutely, genuinely Looney Tunes bonkers. What I think has happened with Gerald...
To be honest, man, like, the more I keep seeing, the shit that I keep getting said in between your videos, Harmful, we're pretty much on the same page here. This guy is either the worst grifter imaginable, trying to, like, gain as many pennies as he can for video game development, or he is just the most habitual liar on planet Earth. There's no in-between for me at this point.
Is that he is a crazy person trying to be comedic. As a result, people have taken everything he says as sarcasm.
You need to understand, user, me and Harmful, well, me more so, Harmful has now been A-logging him for like a week now. This is all new to me. So, like, when I'm hearing half of this shit, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But despite his delivery, I think he's deadly serious about most of what he says. See, as I was doing some other work, for a fun project you might find out about someday, I decided to let his videos play in the background. And one video in particular completely rearranged my perspective on the guy. He is not just a cynical manipulator and grifter. He is totally out of his mind. The video in question is titled,
I think Big Bungie would be bored by Sungrad.
Dear Doug Bowser, Nintendo of America President, may we talk about Switch 2?
He did not make an update to the Switch 2 thing, trying to get the attention of the president of Nintendo. No, Sungrand! All you had to do was move on, dude! No!
Very funny, right? What a novel, rhetorical device. He's pretending he has Nintendo's ear, and talking as if he's being listened to directly. Cute, quirky delivery of a point.
Nah, this is like completely mentally ill.
Right, except I think he's deadly serious. He thinks they're listening, and he wants a job. What this video truly does is it, ties together a lot of his recent behavior in a really funny way, but also a very sad way. The layers of his madness are incredibly dense, so please bear with me as I try to lay it out. We'll start with him flexing his credentials.
Hello, Mr. Bowser.
No way he starts off like talking directly to the president of Nintendo. There is no... Why is he wearing a suit? What? Why is his background a board meeting? Hello, Mr. Bowser. I wish to inform you that I am not happy with the harassment that I have received over your Nintendo Switch 2 console and the amount of money that is going to cost to purchase Mario Kart. I would like to have a one-to-one conversation with you in a fucking suit.
My name is Jarrell Dulé. I develop games.
He was surrounded by coyotes. Please send me that video.
He develops shovelware garbage. His goal, in fact, is to pump out one game a month. Not as a fun project, but as his business strategy.
I'm currently on track to launch one game a month.
Can't open that.
So if I take...
Chef's trying to open my closet for some reason. Okay, wait. Chat. One's in the chat if we should go over his coyote video. I want to see if we... Because we're learning too much, and we're all over the place. I'm so curious about surrounded by a coyote story. I'm sure... Whoa!
This guy is a Neil Breen movie taken human form.
This guy's amazing.
So the night goes on, and we are just relaxing and enjoying taking photos. I've got other cameras, so I'm letting Derek shoot. Thomas has his own camera. Okay. And we hear something in the distance.
Stop.
And I'm not sure if anyone noticed it at first, and I didn't really want to say anything because I didn't want to panic Darian. He was already feeling a little bit worried from when we walked across the covered bridge. But I heard something.
Why does this sound like the worst fucking ARG video of all time? Why does this sound like a fucking SCP video now? It's just like we crossed this poorly covered bridge in the middle of the woods, and I was terrified. The noises that we heard in the background were one of pure terror and eeriness of another world. And then Slenderman came up and raped my friend Daryl. Like, that's how it's starting off.
And as we're laughing and talking, I kind of say, hold on, guys, for a second. I just want to hear something really quick. And I hear...
Oh, my God. I literally was joking. I was unironically joking about that they stop and hear something eerie. I was joking.
A light yipping, and you can hear it in the distance. It's just... not quite a growl, not quite a bark, it's quite high-pitched, and I heard it coming from one direction, and I thought, okay, that sounds like a coyote. Not a big deal, and I said, let's try and keep our voices down, and we'll hear it. And at this point...
You know, coyotes are, like, more afraid of you than they are of, like, anything else, right? Like, coyotes are not that big of a deal. I grew up with coyotes around where I used to live. You can ask certain people that I'm cool with online. Like, there are coyotes everywhere. They don't fuck with you. They'll maybe eat your cat or your dog. But if you come running out and start yelling and shit, the coyotes don't fucking care. They're not wolves.
It had already been about a 15 to 20
minute... And even then, wolves are scared of you.
...minute walk from the car, where the parking lot was, and we had scrambled across...
Interesting, everywhere he goes cancer follows.
What? Imagine this. Like, you know what? Him volunteering at the hospitals is like a total front. What he does is he gets like other cancer patients' blood, and then he starts injecting like fresh cancer cells into the other cancer patients to speed up their cancer, so that if he gets into trouble again, he can use another very, very fast progressing cancer patient as a defense for his next video. Like, he's like the Dr. Death of this fucking hospital.
Some rocks and boulders, and we're taking photos. We're trying to hold still. We don't want to vibrate the cameras. The trick with the camera is to have it on the
infinite defense glitch. Just give all the old people cancer.
You open the shutter, you press the shutter button, the shutter on the camera opens, it lets light in, but it needs to stay open. Normally the shutter in the camera stays open for a fraction of a second, but to do night photography, you've got to keep it open for 15, 20, 30 seconds.
Okay.
And in that moment, you hear a loud click. You hear the shutter snap open in your camera. And when that happens, you keep quiet. It feels like you're holding your breath. It's almost as if you can hear the light entering your camera, etching onto the sensor.
Yeah, when you open up that camera to let as much light in as humanly possible, you really have to hold your breath. Like, it is the most dramatic thing of all time. What are you talking about?
Creating this brilliant landscape photo. So we all synchronize, we take our shot, and we sit there in silence and we wait. And the yipping gets closer and closer. And I said, hey guys, I'm not sure if we should pack up pretty soon here. I think that coyote is getting closer. And Darian's saying, oh, no, I'm really enjoying this. I'm starting to have fun. I think I'm learning a lot. And Derek and Thomas and I had been in somewhat situations before, and they're kind of going, well, we'll start walking back a little bit, and we'll see what's happening. So we frame up again, set our shutters for 30 seconds, hit the shutter, snap. We're holding our breath in silence. And then we hear it, and the yipping gets louder and louder, but suddenly it's not just from one direction like it was before. I can hear it coming from two different directions now. And I'm thinking,
what is this guy, like fucking Daredevil? Like, he's just like, yeah, I can have echolocation in the middle of the night of where the coyotes are yipping from. Like,
uh-oh, that's really bad if I can hear it actively coming from two different directions now. And it's getting louder and closer and closer. And I'm thinking,
what is this, Chris? This is his story about being surrounded by coyotes. It's totally real. Totally real.
We need to pack up. So Thomas, Derek, and I pick up our stuff. We start walking back, and Darian says, oh, no, man, just one more shot. This is going really great. It's going awesome. And we're thinking, shit, okay, we'll let him take one more shot. So he sets up. He takes about another minute to set up. He doesn't really believe me about the yipping.
I'm literally so invested. If he ends on a cliffhanger again for this coyote story, I'm gonna be pissed.
Hits the shutter button on his camera. Snap. It's dead silent for a second, but then suddenly there's a loud, sharp yip, and I can hear it coming from 3 different directions now. It's coming from the left, from the right, and from right ahead of us.
His Batman, his Daredevil level echolocation would put fucking Matt Murdock to shame, dude.
And I said, we have to go now. And at that point, we can hear these things are close. And Darian looks at me and he goes, oh shit. And I said, grab your camera now. And his camera has not even finished taking a photo. That shutter is still open. And he grabs the camera. We all grab our gear and we are running at this point. And we think, holy shit, okay. And I already had my camera tucked away at that point. I had it back in my bag, had my backpack on. I'm carrying my tripod and we are hauling ass, but we are still in amongst the boulders and the rocks. So we're scrambling and tripping and we're moving.
My God, this is getting so dramatic. He's like fighting his way through the forest.
And I can hear the yipping close behind us now. It was probably only about 60 yards away from us, and we are hauling ass. And we're basically sprinting across these rocks and boulders, and we're jumping. And my hand slipped at one point, and I dropped my tripod.
Killjoy, you and Falgi are just fucking killing me right now with these videos you're sending me.
And we make it. We run. I run a couple steps, and I look back, and I say, oh shit. Thomas and Derek look back. And I'm calculating, and my brain, time has frozen for a moment, as I'm thinking to myself, should I stop? Should I go back and get the tripod? Because these things are close.
So wait a minute. So you're fleeing for your life, thinking that coyotes are going to come and kill you when you're bigger than a coyote and you can scare them off by simply getting a stick and screaming as loud as possible, like scare them off, right? Like, and your first thought is, holy shit, I left the tripod behind. Like, who gives a shit? You can get a tripod for like less than $50.
I can hear it.
Yeah,
and
bro is literally living until dawn.
And there's definitely at least 5 of them. This is loud at this point.
No, the camera was in his friend's hand. They left the tripod behind somehow. Even though the camera would be attached to the tripod, right? So they said he was setting up the camera.
I have a feeling bro's brain is constantly frozen.
So all right, so we're already poking holes in this story. So you're saying that your friend set up the camera, which I assume is on the tripod because you are setting up a landscape photo to have perfect stillness instead of you holding it and like shaking like an arthritic patient, right? You're telling me that he just didn't grab the camera with the tripod. He took the time to remove the camera off the tripod and then start running. Is that what you're telling me here?
And I'm looking at them. It would have been wiser for me to keep running, but I sprinted back and I grabbed it, picked up my tripod, and I'm trying to catch it to the others now. They've gone on without me. And we're moving and we're moving. And we're starting to make some distance.
Or is it like his own camera tripod? He never even said he had his own camera. He said that the other guy had the camera.
We're starting to get away from these things. And then I hear a slam and a clatter. And I look back and Darian had tripped. And I said, come on, man, come on. And he goes, I'm stuck. My leg is stuck. And
no way. No fucking way, dude.
his foot had gotten jammed in between the boulders there. He had slipped between a crevice, and he was trying to pull himself out, but he had stepped in so hard, he was sprinting at a full bore, and I'm not sure, oh shit, I don't know if he's broken his leg. So I run back, I grab his leg, we're trying, now Derek is there too, we're trying to pull his leg out, and these things are just getting louder and louder. We hear it, yip, yip, and we're thinking, shit, we are about to get ambushed by a pack of coyotes. We are
This is such bullshit.
Screwed. And just when it seems like we're not going to be able to get his leg out, we yank his leg out, we start running, and we finally make it to the pavement. And at that point, we are at full bore. We are sprinting as hard as we possibly can. We are drenched in sweat. And we're passing through houses, we run through the street lamps, and we're trying to look behind us. And we hear, as soon as we're in
this is the worst storytime YouTuber of all time. They're literally scavengers. Unless they are starving to death, they wouldn't be doing what you are describing.
Street, and we're under the street lamps, and we run past the Rick's Saloon sign. The yipping head faded behind us, and it was almost as if they didn't want to follow us across the road. They wanted to stay in amongst the boulders along the river. And we run back to the car. We have all of our hands on the car as if it's home base. And we're looking at each other, and Gary goes, holy shit, oh my god, you were right, this thing does actually happen, stuff like this does happen. And Derek and Thomas and I look at each other, and we...
Oh shit, shout out Vega. Vega just dropped the half-baked episode. I'll probably send you guys over there after this.
We are laughing our ass.
Shout out Vega. Vega's been putting a lot of work into the half-baked podcast. Vega is the GOAT. Okay.
This is often we're saying, I told you, man, I told you this actually happens. And he goes, I should have believed you, I should have believed you. We hop back in the car, and we just sat, and I think we must have had some chips and some snacks and some sodas waiting for us, and we just decompressed, and we caught our breath before we drove back. We were pretty quiet and uncomfortable for the first half hour, but as soon as we sort of hit the lights of civilization, we got back through Oakdale, we just took a deep sigh of relief and started laughing about it. And that's the story for tonight. That's the time we got ambushed by a pack of coyotes.
I need his friends. I need his friends to corroborate the exact same fucking story. I need it. This is so bullshit. This is like the worst creepypasta video.
Thanks for sticking through to the end. And here's the small twist at the end of the story. The guy...
Why would you hold the twist at the end of the story? Why would you do that?
That I took to show night photography to, his name is actually Darian. I mean, there's no...
This is the worst story of all time. Did his friends get cancer? Did your friends develop cancer at the end? That's a twist.
Reason to make up a fake name. There's the twist. His name is actually Darian. So thanks very much.
Wow, that is the worst twist in human history. I unironically hate this guy now. I fucking hate this man. Where are we?
3 months developing, say, for example, a Dreamcast version of a game that is 3 commercial titles that...
No, I'm not on the Half Baked podcast episode. I have not been invited. I am not big enough for that.
I will have not developed, which means that I am losing...
I'd gladly go on if Vega, Nick, and Tom all agreed to have me on, but it is... I'm not ever going to think I'm getting on there.
losing a significant amount of money.
As a game dev, he is the lowest of the low, a solo dev aiming to shit out overpriced garbage every single month.
In the past, I've worked as industry consultant.
He has talked about this before.
An industry consultant?
Was one of his friends the 80-year-old cancer patient? I wasn't listening.
No, it wasn't. In that Coyote video, none of them were 80, but like, wait a minute, an industry consultant. You do realize that that's like a real title, right? That's like an important fucking job. Methinks you aren't an industry consultant. I think you're an asset flipper. Industry consultant, when you're just a guy that uploads videos critical of the gaming industry, is not an industry consultant under any circumstance.
And some slight detail. He claims to have been a consultant for Canon, Nikon, and Fujifilm.
Wait, what? Canon, Nikon, and Fujifilm? What? What? Sweet baby ink!
I'm an industry consultant, and I've helped guide major companies in the photography industry like...
Wait, so you're an industry consultant in the camera industry. Are you an industry consultant for video game companies? Because one of these two things are not like the other. That doesn't matter. Sure, you have experience as a consultant in general, but not a consultant in that field. Like your credibility is completely useless here.
Canon, Nikon, and Fujifilm by providing insight and vision with these industry leaders.
He also
He made a flamethrower. What the fuck? You guys keep sending me worse shit. It's 10 minutes. We'll watch it after.
claims to have been a
PR manager and liaison,
and an
event manager.
I can't find any direct
You know what's crazy is this guy's more autistic than Elon Musk somehow.
commentary on the middle claim, but regarding being a consultant and event manager, both of these are related to his claims regarding one of his many cancer friends, specifically regarding the one he claims died at the end of March.
And then about 2 weeks ago, a very close friend of mine died of cancer, leukemia. And this is a friend that got me in to the photography industry. I wasn't a professional at the time, but he brought me in to work in the photography industry. And we talked a few times before I started working with him. And he was really dead set on having me work with him in the photography industry, and I didn't understand it. And he, after we met, a couple months later, he came back to me and he said, look, and he's a veteran. He pioneered the photography industry.
Steve!
He pioneered the photography industry. Is he like the Elon Musk of cameras? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? What? He is the veteran, the pioneer of cameras. I thought the guy who invented the camera died like centuries ago. What the fuck are you talking about?
Nikon himself? William Cannon? Shigeru Fujifilm? Who is it? If he's this famous pioneer of the photography industry, what point is there in keeping him anonymous? Google's kinda hard to use these days. I can't find this pioneer dying of leukemia in late March. Please tell us more. If he's this big name, you don't need to hide him. Gerald continues to tell us how this old man sucked him off.
And he told me, look, after we met, I've been trying to meet other people your age. I've been talking to other people your age. And he said, I haven't met anyone else like you. I was...
This is such bullshit. I'm really just stuck on the Sungrand rabbit hole now. I hope you're enjoying the content, chat. Now we're just gonna dig into everything we can find. He had like a Blindside guy moment where the white family comes up and goes, "You're a really big black kid. Do you want to do football?" Like he's had one of those. I've never met anyone like you in my life before. Big black kid. What the fuck is this?
Wondering if this is just how people your age are, or if you're an outlier. And he said something to me that I didn't understand at the time. I was too young to understand. And he said to me, "Your eyes are so clear."
It gets me.
I'm sorry. What the fuck did he say?
I was too young to understand. And he said to me, "Your eyes are so clear."
What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean?
It gets me every time. How did anyone fall for this guy?
He said, I bet you can see the world for what it is.
Gets me every time. How did anyone fall for this guy?
He said, I bet you can see the world for what it is.
I held back on this guy because I didn't want to get a strike for bullying or something.
Yeah, this is your problem, Harmful. You gotta...
But what the hell is this?
But he said, would you do some work for me in the photography industry? I need someone to do some.
I'm like losing. I'm fucking. Oh my god. I'm laughing so hard. I'm like losing oxygen. This guy is like the white Bowser. My life turned into an anime in that moment.
Some work. And I was intimidated because that's industry work. That's professional. I said, look, I'm not a professional, you know? And he said, well, you know, I need someone to do some work. I need event work. I need this. I need consulting and this and that.
Event work and consulting. This is where that credential comes from. Now it's my turn to share a personal story. I don't make a massive amount of money dicking around online doing this stuff. Way more than I probably should make for just doing this stuff. But I'm not balling, and I'm highly aware of the volatility. So I'm always pursuing things where possible, such as event work. When a large company is running an event or has a stall at an event, their basic workforce might not be enough. Sometimes they need more people to move boxes. Sometimes they draft from friends and family first. Other times they'll use third-party designers to take the load off their internal team. Forgive me, but given what I've seen of this guy's design work, I don't buy it. I do not buy that he was brought in to be the savior of a photography company. Show up.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. Yeah, I don't believe that either. That sounds like an insane fucking thing to look at this game. Like we watched the trailer of his game. This guy does photorealistic shit and he's very good at it. Thank you for the 5. And thank you for the 5 gifted cats. Thank you so much. Also, because cats did that, I will be gifting 5 random free memberships to people just to match cats. Thank you, dude. Look at this shit. This is the guy that's going to be pulled in to consult for camera companies. Yeah, okay.
Your portfolio.
Yes, that's a Nokia phone, cats. That's a Nokia fucking phone that he coded his game that was supposed to be on the 3DS. It's a Nokia phone. Thank you for the 5 gifted, Kabuto. Memberships are so fucking important, guys. Memberships are so important. Another 5. Thank you guys so much. I'm gifting my own 5. Another 5 from Soul Vessel. We need to genocide the white names in the chat. Genocide them out. I'm stealing that from Keffels because they're a dumb. Genocide the whites. In chat, not real. Don't ban me, YouTube. That wasn't towards races. Okay? That wasn't towards a race. I'm white. I should have caught myself before finishing that sentence.
Gerald, this is your professional studio's website. You have the aesthetic expertise of a koala with Down syndrome. And there's one more
The whites.
credential he shares.
Public speaker.
You might think that he's referring to
Thank you for another 5 gifted. You guys are awesome. The memberships are so fucking important to the channel. You have no idea. If you get gifted, consider re-upping it. It's only $2.99 a month if you could afford it. I know the economy sucks right now.
YouTube content. But on his long-dead website, only accessible via the Wayback Machine, we can see
You guys are fucking so generous. Thank you.
there's a speaking section from years and years and years ago. May I see some? People think you talk like a deranged retard as a joke, because it's the only way you've ever spoken.
Holy ebag. Yeah, I'm pulling a dark side Phil. If you guys don't donate to the goal, I'm gonna rage quit out. I'm gonna rage quit. we're gonna wage quit the stream chat. How is Phil doing nowadays? I heard Phil got absolutely ass raped by Keto Casino. I heard Phil's not doing so well out there. Chat, if you don't hit the goal, I am going to be forced to eat lunch meat sandwiches. By the way, PWR is the greatest live streamer of all time.
on your YouTube channel. Please, would you let us have a look at you not speaking like this? I've seen some of your photography, by the way.
He cried on his birthday? That's crazy.
You suck ass.
Wait, that's his photography work?
Look at you not speaking like this. I've seen some of your photography, by the way.
That looks like you put a camera up, hit the flash button, and then turned up saturation a little bit higher than normal. That's you being a professional photographer. That's his work? Yeah, is that one of the photos from the coyote night? What the fuck is this? He's supposed to be a professional. This looks like something I could do in 2 minutes.
You suck ass. I have a theory.
DSP is out. PWR is in. PWR Nation. PWR Nation. We're so hot, chat.
All right?
I love PWR.
Bear with me. Gerald.
I love when people call in and call him slurs. It's really funny. PWR is hot, chat. Hot young dudes to the top. PWR forever. I think I agreed with Sungrand's AC Shadows video. How dumb was I? The game is still Ubisoft usual slop release with CEO being the worst of all. Yeah, true.
Has at least 4 cancer friend stories. There's the photography mentor who died a few weeks ago. In 2016, he had a friend.
Thank you for the another 5. Someone should take one of Sungrand's videos with the green screen and put him in Faithful Findings, directed by Neil Breen.
Die in his arms.
Thank you for the 2. I've taken better photos with my phone camera. True.
August 3rd at 8:15, I held Buzz.
Why does Sungrand look like he's about to sell me like cheap red cigarettes at a reservation? Okay, that's me being racist.
In my hands as he took.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my Native American people. I actually love the Native Americans. I love going to reservations because I don't have to pay taxes on shit, and you guys are goated. I also like gambling at your casinos.
His final
and your culture's interesting. See, I'm able to bring it back.
breath.
At the end of last year, his
I'm able to bring it back.
friend Scotty, who also had cancer, blew himself up.
I promised Scotty that I would come back and spend time with him. I said, hang in there. I'll come back as soon as I can. I'll spend time with you. That was back in 2023.
He looks like John Red. Hey, Nancy, I heard you had a migraine. Oh my God! I'm not going to be able to unsee it now. No! Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
So
I'm literally just going to picture him as a King of the Hill character. I fucking hate you.
last year I learned that Scotty lit a cigarette next to his oxygen tank and he burned himself to death.
So not only has he lost his friends to cancer, he lost his friend for lighting themselves on fire with their oxygen tank. How many more old people are gonna die with you around them? Sungrand, you need to stay away from old people, bro. Like, you're killing more old people than the actual death.
As soon as I can, I'll spend time with you. That was back in 2023. So
Did he do it for Palestine? I'm not laughing. I'm not gonna laugh at that. I'm not gonna laugh at that. Not when I've been doing the whole Ethan Hassan Destiny against the IDF shit. I can't do it. I can't laugh at that.
last year I learned that Scotty lit a cigarette next to his oxygen tank and he
Burned
burned
a sequel to Jar before GTA 6. We did get a sequel to Jar. We did.
himself to death.
And he has a current friend who is terminally ill with cancer.
There's a friend of mine now that probably has only until the end of the year, most likely less. He's also dealing with cancer.
What if this guy is so bad at everything he does that even when he tries to make friends, he gives them cancer?
Okay, see, now Harmful's coming to the same conclusion. He's like, no, Harmful, you got to take it up another level. Okay, listen. Harmful, you have to take it up to another level. The level that I am taking it to is that he is purposely injecting cancer into these old people to use them as defensive shields, okay? That's where I'm taking it. Now you have to one-up me, Harmful. Now you have to one-up me, dude.
I'm just kidding. In seriousness, that really sucks, man. I feel for you.
Somebody clip that out and send it to Harmful. You have to one-up that, Harmful. He is definitely injecting cancer into these old people so that anytime he gets into drama, he can try and obfuscate.
Terror for people with spinal injuries for a year or so. Being around people with serious struggles can take a toll. But what if I told you that all of these stories are part of his ploy to get a job at Nintendo? In his...
I'm sorry, I was like mid-puff on that one. I was mid-puff, and it went down a really bad way, and I heard the words, he's using his volunteer time with cancer patients that are dying around him to get a job at Nintendo. Please, God, tell me that is not what he's doing.
Message to Doug Bowser, he reasserts over and over and over again that Nintendo needs someone who brings that human element.
Right now, Nintendo would really benefit from a human element in the way that it is communicating with consumers right now.
In that horrendous video I showed you last...
No. Okay, wait a fucking minute. Oh my God.
Someone should take one of Sungrand's videos with the green screen and put him in Faithful Findings directed by Neil Breen. He'll fit right in.
This is just getting better by the minute.
I've taken better photos with my phone camera.
This is getting better. Batman, save me.
Time where he talks down to his audience, the now privated video. All he's talking about is these videos being a bridge between consumers and the industry. That all his videos over the past couple of weeks have been a message to corporations.
I told you, these videos are prompts to show the industry how you respond to stimulus.
He's trying to message Nintendo, and the Doug Bowser message is the culmination of all of that. Hey, you need someone with all these features, and all his videos in the last couple weeks are him demonstrating how he has those features he thinks Nintendo needs. Let me show you some more examples. In the Doug Bowser message, he says,
what people really need is more clarity and transparency as to the reason why.
You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that with the stupid fucking fake ass stories that you are telling us and that are honestly the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. You can't say that Nintendo needs more clarity and transparency. You can't do that.
Why prices are the way they are. Why are certain decisions being made in response to the way that games are being distributed and sold?
He has a video explaining the cartridges. He has a video explaining why prices are the way they are because of inflation. Or at least he tries to explain.
Inflation is simply part of our world. It is always there. It sucks. Dollar values increasing are unpleasant.
Wow, so human.
That is, dude, this sounds like a PSA commercial for like what the government's going to do to fuck your paycheck next. It's like, it's a very unfortunate circumstance, but it is a part of life and we have to deal with it. It gets worse. There's no fucking shot.
If Nintendo does not increase their prices to keep up with inflation, the way the rest of the world is doing, then the quality of the products will be worse, significantly.
Incredible explanation.
Huh? So you're telling me that... Oh my fucking god. That's so stupid. I don't even need to say anything.
And that's the only element. Consumer perception of value and willingness to buy these things isn't itself something that needs to be considered, of course. They need to sell games for more, so you have to buy it. That's it. Incredible analysis. But I digress. Can you see what this...
That is just the dumbest... That might be the dumbest fucking argument for inflation of a company that is not a, like, okay, so Nintendo is a powerhouse, multi-billion-dollar company, blah, 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 right? But video games are not a necessity. It is a thing that we could buy for entertainment. Does it suck that it goes up? Yeah, but that shouldn't affect much of the polish. If the consumer doesn't want to pay $80 fucking dollars for a game, they don't have to pay that shit. They don't have to buy it. And that is the beauty of having a market that is driven by demand. Like, the entertainment is what matters. That is what you can allow the price to increase. There are indie games for $20 that are entertaining fucking games. Like, even the 5 ad.
Nut has been doing yet. Let me give you another example.
You guys are very awesome today.
Nintendo would really benefit from someone who can work with a team to filter through the noise.
Nintendo really needs someone who can work with a team.
Yeah. Filter through the noise. So when Nintendo says something stupid, Sungrand will put out a video saying, bro, Nintendo just did this as a prank. I don't even know why you're mad at this. This was totally to troll all of the people that are mad at Nintendo. This is so fucking stupid.
He's been working with a team. Let me show you a clip from another one of his privated videos.
When we were posting videos together, it felt like we were on a team.
Why does he look like that? Look how this man's face scares me. This man's face. Look at that. Look at his little tism face. Look at his little face. Look at his little tism face. Look at. I'm just gonna boop. A little bit of a tizzy, little tism moment. Look at that. Yeah. He's so excited. Look at him. He's so happy. This is like taking an autistic kid to fucking Disney World.
And it was so great. And the work that you guys are doing for the industry is so important.
Look, dog, he's got a team that can do what Nintendo needs a team to do, and he can work with them. Let's look what else Nintendo needs.
It would be great if Nintendo could communicate with people by stepping away from the corporate stage and this sort of corporate manner of speaking in a very formal way and discussing things.
What are you doing right now? You are speaking in a formal manner. You're not sitting here like I am, where it's like, yeah, fuck you if you're mad at something, or listen, man, you got to understand, we had to increase prices because of fucking inflation, man. That is not, what I am doing is not corporate speak. This is a prepared speech. This is a professional speech. Okay? You're doing the formal speech. Dressed in a suit. What are you doing? Power World is $40 early access.
Power World is a $40 early access game with more polish, better gameplay, and it sold very well. Second mate, pal.
True.
In a human way.
Well, guess what Gerald's doing? He's putting away the suit. He's not going to be saying he's an industry...
Oh, he's not. He's not putting... Okay, so he's putting away the suit.
Professional over and over again. Nowadays, he says...
I'm here just some dude. I'm just a guy.
I'm just a guy. I'm just a little guy. I'm a guy. I'm just a dude. I'm just a little guy. Young Yaz Evil Twin is
Seriously
crazy.
arguing that corporations and businesses should stop speaking formally?
Yes, but I agree it's some position that corporations should get to know like their customer base, right? I agree with that position. But the problem is, and how he is trying to articulate it, is in the most fucking formal, corporatized way of speaking imaginable. Like, it's literally just counterproductive.
I'm not trying to be some idol or look at me, I'm some fancy internet dude.
I'm not trying to be an idol. You know this guy watches fucking VTubers just from that fucking sentence alone.
Perfect spokesperson, a man of the people. There is a lot, but let's just do one more.
It's not your job, it's not Nintendo's job to bring any kind of positivity or hope to the world. But I personally hope that you will...
I'm sorry, what was this statement again?
But let's just do one more.
It's not your job, it's not Nintendo's job to bring any kind of positivity or hope to the world. But I personally hope that you will try anyway.
And who could do that for them? What has Gerald been saying over and over again these past couple weeks?
That is the most dick-sucking corpo shill shit I've ever heard.
I'm expending the majority of my energy right now on staying positive.
And to cap off this madness of a video, he says,
I really wish there was a way I could help the situation. If you guys would like to contact me, you have my contact information.
Yeah, President Bowser, I'm on my hands and knees. Please just email me so I can get a job at Nintendo as a consultant for the people, to be the voice of the people for you, Nintendo. The delusion, the absolute delusion of this man is the most insane I've ever... Bro, I ain't gonna cap. Pirate Software is like a small narcissist compared to this guy, in my opinion.
Your people know how to contact me.
wow, he's got those industry connections. And to be fair, I am sure they technically have it. Yeah, I have that.
Not necessary. Well, yeah, because he was allowed to upload, so they probably have that information. But they probably don't have his personal cell phone number. They're not going to email him about this. Like,
Info too. I've got his phone number. It's in the press releases for his games. Sungrand
do not call him. Okay? What Harmful just said, do not do that.
Studios isn't some sarcastic master of comedy with a master plan for his channel to reshape the industry. He just needs to take his meds.
Okay. Okay. I agree. All right, one more. One more.
I wasn't planning to talk about this guy again because, frankly, there's not much more to say unless he does or says something more.
There's so much more, Harmful. What are you talking about? He made a handmade flamethrower,
Bob
dude.
Chandler should cut down his internet.
True.
However, he has said something more at this point, which means I think it's a good idea to share something a little funny with you. Before I do that, real quick, I'm going to defend the guy slightly. I've seen some people call into question the very idea that he has a bunch of dead or dying friends. No, I think that part's true. He absolutely does, seem to exclusively even, hang out with a ton of old people.
Oh, okay. That's fair. But still, I still think he's injecting them with cancer on purpose. Joke.
Dying's kind of what they do. He totally does have a bunch of dead friends or friends who are dying. The ones he's talked about, he says he met one in Idaho, met one in California. The most recent death is claimed to be a photography mentor. He was into photography and used to write articles for a little rinky-dink website where he'd cover, amongst other things, photography expos. Maybe he went to one, met the guy. The details of these relationships and how he uses
Yeah, I'm so invested in this.
them in videos is what I find questionable.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, cool, he's friends with old people or whatever. But, like, him using them as a defense for when they die or that they're dying and then he's in drama, he tries to use them as a defense shield against criticism. That's what I am not cool with. I agree with that.
Little fun fact
So he is, yeah, he's literally weaponizing the dying old people to get away from criticism.
about that website, by the way. Did Gerald ever tell you guys that he used to technically be an independent games journalist, writing almost exclusively about Nintendo products?
No way.
Anyway, on to why I'm making this video. Today, Sungrand Studios uploaded a video about, a Nintendo ad. Underneath it, he has pinned someone's comment in which they say, I don't think I can ever trust you ever again. I tried, but after everything I've seen, this is where I finally unsub. I wished you had done better. Gerald responded and said, thank you for sharing with me how you feel. The only thing I was ever dishonest about was pretending to be upset that people were making negative videos about
This guy's just lying. He's just fucking lying.
me. A lot of people believed the lies they were saying in those videos and let that affect how they feel about me. I don't actually care about people making hate videos about me. Good to hear. I've never
I don't believe you.
even watched one. One, I don't believe you.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that at all, because he knows who Fratanga is. Somebody told him about Fratanga. He obviously was curious and probably watched the Fratanga video. That's such horseshit.
Just point blank. And
That just sounds like the ultimate fucking cope imaginable.
2, you've now technically
A bunch of octogenarians and hits you with a surprise Pikachu when they drop like flies, yeah.
lied no matter what. You claim to know what's in those videos are lies, and are now saying you haven't seen them. One of those must be a lie.
He literally is lying. He literally watched the videos, said that they're full of lies, realized that it wasn't going to stop anything unless he combats them, and proves that they're lies, which he's not going to. So God damn it.
Both be true, brother. He continues, I just did it to make the people looking for hate content dislike me so they would unsubscribe. Everything else I've said on this channel has been entirely
it's literally, I'm not crying, you're crying.
honest. Everything, huh? Let's cover one last, unless he does something more, blatant, petty.
I love the gaming community. Oh, man. I want to start pushing into that more, like covering the fucking tards and shit. I love it. It's so much fun. That's how I got started. I was covering the quantum shit. The fucking retard debates over Elden Ring. Like, I'm going to start finding out more. I got to hit up Gara.
Silly little lie. In his explanation,
Because I remember we covered, what's his name? Jay something? He was the guy that showed his dick to a bunch of e-girls online and, like, runs a PlayStation dick sucker channel.
of his recent spaz out, he says this.
If you look at any of my videos, I did not ask anyone to like or subscribe. I was merely trying to accomplish a goal.
Any video doesn't
What? J-Tech, yep. Hold on. Wait.
spaz out, he says this.
If you look at any of my videos, I did not ask anyone to like or subscribe.
That doesn't fucking matter. It's a video. If you're doing these for just uploading them, people are going to subscribe naturally or unsubscribe naturally. It's like, what? People just like the content you were putting out. Now you're being found out to being a liar.
Was merely trying to accomplish a goal.
Any video doesn't ask people to like or subscribe. Now,
Was the goal you getting a job at Nintendo? Like, what the fuck was the dick sucking then?
be really, really fair. Maybe in this video, he's only talking about the videos for the last couple weeks, but he's said this a lot before.
Yeah, Harmful's goated. I like Harmful. I like sending things that Harmful is going to regret later learning about. I love that. I love that I ruined his entire stream showing him Brian Mullins the Fox, which I blame Gilded Pooh for sending me stuff about Brian Mullins the Fox. So technically, it was Gilded Pooh that fucking destroyed Harmful Opinion's psyche, because then I got excited and sent it to everyone else. Poor Harmful sat there for 4 hours going through all of Brian Mullins the Fox's channel. Harmful, relist that stream. It's too keto.
For then.
I don't even ask people to like and subscribe.
He loves saying this. It's part of his brand. He's not a YouTuber. He doesn't even ask people to like or subscribe.
I'm not here for attention. I'm not here to put on some persona and say, look at me.
That's such bullshit, because you just did a video saying, hey, pay attention to me, the President Bowser of Nintendo. You need somebody to work with you that's for the people. Pay attention to me. You literally did a video about that.
Like and subscribe.
It's just not who he is, right?
If you found this stuff interesting, let me know. And please like or subscribe.
I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt. That he didn't say like or subscribe, because I forget to say that. That's why I have AI Tipster say it in the goddamn clips. But, like, why would you lie about that? Why would you lie?
We'd like to
Also, make sure you like and subscribe if you think this guy's a schizophrenic, if you're new to the channel.
see more of this kind of stuff. Comment if you want to see me cover more.
Brother, what are you doing? Oh, but that's harmful. That's just one example. Our beautiful golden normal mountain boy slipped just once. Okay.
If you would like, you can like and subscribe the video.
Oh my god. You've got to be fucking kidding me, dude. You've got to be fucking kidding. You're joking. There's 2 instances. Oh god, please just fucking help me. Help me. I'm dying slowly. Dude. We're in hell. We're in fucking hell. He's such a liar, dude. All right, I gotta fix this. There we go. Bop.
And if you do that, if you click the like button, then there's a little number down at the bottom, which is actually your personal.
Yeah, make sure you like the stream, people. Okay? Make sure you do that. For me, not for him, for me.
Score. So if you click the like button, the score goes up, which means you've earned 1 point. So go ahead, get your...
He has a scoring system? Is that how he's, like, incentivizing to like the stream? I mean, like the videos? That's how he's doing it? He's incentivizing them through a arbitrary point system. How the fuck does that work? You know, at least with Beckett being the grifty little fuck that he is, I don't even charge you for chat on my stream. Beckett charges you to put you on the stream, you know? Like, that is a goal to hit. Liking the stream, what does that do? Do you give, like, a giveaway or something? Like, what the fuck?
Yourself a point. Click the like button, get yourself a point.
He's never been like those other YouTubers, guys.
Please go ahead and you can subscribe and like and hit the notification bell. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, let me know in the comments below. You can also like and subscribe. I'm developing games. I'm launching a new game in about a month or two called Clash Your Ball.
Oh, I love heckin'.
Beckett does give you gold stars. I'm not shitting on Beckett. It's actually an ingenious idea. But I have done this long enough that I can't implement something like that, okay? I can't implement that, and it's bullshit.
Clash Your Ball.
That I messed up. I messed up really badly.
Wait, what's the title of this? Clash Your Balls Together, my new action puzzle game. I'm sorry, what is this fucking game?
Oh, I love heckin' Clash Your Ball.
That I messed up. I messed up really badly.
What the fuck? What is...
Oh, I love heckin' Clash Your Ball.
I'm sorry. What the fuck is this game? What is this? What is this fucking game? There's like 2 obstacles and a ramp.
That I messed up. I messed up really badly.
You're right, Gerald. You did. You know people can search through all your transcripts, right? I didn't have to watch all these videos. Checking this took me seconds. Here's one as recently as August.
Let me know if you enjoyed that and if you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII. And
Character design analysis of Final Fantasy characters.
who's your favorite Final Fantasy VII character? If you would like to like the video and subscribe, I'll wait. I'll wait here. So I'll just wait until you click.
You could have little dancing mascots on the screen with every goal hit. Yeah, okay. Listen, I don't treat you like children like Diesel does.
Subscribe, I'll wait.
I'm just taking shots at my bros.
So that was August 27th. Do you know what else happened on that very day? The Asmongold React edit for his Concord video went up. He's a big shot now, so he doesn't need to beg. Gerald couldn't bring himself to say that though. So instead it's all about him not wanting attention. He had to do his go-to gamer move of, just lying. To be perfectly fair though, he did make slight changes before this point. He did taper off on this a little bit. He did taper off. He got more subtle about it and began to talk more and more about how he's not a real YouTuber, he doesn't understand this stuff. But you know, maybe if you comment and like and subscribe, it'll help the industry see it.
And I believe, I'm not a YouTuber, so I don't really understand how this works, but I believe if people comment and like this video,
Now he's pretending he doesn't even know what liking... Bro, this is this dude. I can't believe a word out of his mouth. He is definitely injecting fucking cancer into those old people. How do you just pretend that you don't know what it is? Yes, I snorted a line of cocaine right then and there. Just pulled an Andy Warski right on camera.
it gets more exposure, and I think hopefully that will help reach the developers.
He's so clueless about YouTube. Just a mountain man who cares about gamers is to help you. He's even stopped asking for that stuff now. That's true. But why did he stop? Well, we know why he says he doesn't do it. We just saw it. Here it is again.
I'm not here for attention. I'm not here to put on some persona and say, look at me, like and...
Dude, this guy is lying. This guy is just like straight up the biggest liar I've ever seen in my life.
Subscribe.
But I happen to know that is a flat out, straight up lie, because he said the real reason somewhere else. Around 5 months ago, he uploaded a video called Game Developer Rents a Beach Cabin and Just Chills.
What?
Join the adventure. In the comment section, he receives a compliment. Yandayu says, what I like about this channel is he doesn't do click, like, and subscribe, notifications so you don't miss blah blah thing. It's annoying hearing every YouTuber do it in every single one of their videos. And Gerald responds with the real reason he stopped. Yeah, I find that a bit annoying too. We've all been using YouTube for years now. We all know how YouTube works and know what to do already. Not only is it not true that he doesn't do it in any of his videos, but the reason he stopped is the opposite of the reason he says he doesn't do it. He says he doesn't do it because he doesn't want attention and he's not a YouTuber and he doesn't understand these things. The real reason is he understands it too much, has an opinion on it, he thinks it's just annoying, and he believes you don't need to because everyone already knows what to do. It's not him being just a normal real dude. It is a
he's literally just doing it on purpose, but he's pretending that he is too above it or that he doesn't really know what's going on because he wants to give the air that he doesn't know shit and he's just a regular guy. That is such horseshit. That's such a lie.
Content optimization. So Gerald, I normally just do one video and then maybe a follow-up based on comments unless something happens, but for you I've made an exception because you asked so nicely.
And I'm so glad to hear from you because even if you say something negative, it means that I at least get to hear from you, unlike my close friend who I'll never get to hear from again.
I'm sorry. You know, at least you said something negative about me. I can't hear my dead friend. Unlike you people, I can hear you. I can hear all the negativity. but I can't hear my dead friend's voice anymore. Dude, he is injecting cancer into these people, dude.
I never ask people to like and subscribe on my videos.
You've got to be fucking. This has been nothing but like a beautiful concoction of just like lol cowisms. Oh my god. All right, wait. We need to see the flamethrower. We have to watch him we have to see him show off the flamethrower.
Hey, thanks for joining me today. Jarrell here. I hope you're having a good holiday season. Today, I've had a topic on my mind that I've been considering how to discuss for a while because it is something that's both serious and important. And that is, how much of your life should you tell to other people? How much should you let other people see? Especially...
How is this... Okay, wait a minute. How does this play into your handmade flamethrower? How is this going to lead into making a flamethrower?
In this space here on YouTube, we don't actually know each other, though I do enjoy chatting with you guys in the comments and hanging out on Discord and just having fun with you on the YouTube channel here. There is always going to be some separation here between who I actually am, who you actually are. And it's not the aspect of, oh, I'm going to be this...
Yes, a flamethrower, apparently.
...internet celebrity, because I have no interest in that. None of my thought process when it comes to creating my games or writing or music or creating YouTube videos, none of that factors in to my...
So none of it at all. The money doesn't factor into it. The viewership doesn't factor into it. The fucking chimp, the chimp electrodes that connect your fucking brain cells together don't go, oh man, that video got a good viewership. That you're just completely immune to all of the things that make YouTube addictive, right?
Thought process. I have no interest in celebrity or internet popularity.
I don't believe you in the slightest.
But especially when it comes to raising kids and helping other people with their kids, there always has to be a degree of consideration when it comes to how much you tell and how much you show. So this video, I want to discuss the
raising kids? What? I'm sorry. Why are you talking about people raising their kids?
Aspects of life that you need to really think about. You really need to consider.
Dude, why is he sounding like Brian Mullins right now? What is going on? Please don't pull a Brian Mullins on me, Sungrand. Please don't do it. I can't handle any more Brian Mullins type people in my life.
Before you tell other people about those aspects. Say, for example, I was maybe a little bit of a troublemaker as a young man, and I was always building things.
Oh God, here we go. We have a story to tell.
And then as a teenager that evolved, as you can say. My friends and I as teenagers got into a fair amount of trouble having fun. We went on adventures, had misadventures.
Okay.
And when it comes to telling younger people about, earlier in life, there are things that you don't say because they may be taken the wrong way. I
feel like I'm watching a Solari video, but like somehow increasingly more autistic.
End up being a negative influence, what you think might be a cool, fun story that you could tell.
Yeah, I'm so confused how you're talking about raising kids and then making a personal flamethrower. I don't know how these things connect.
Young person might actually put that young person in danger because they may want to emulate your behaviors. They may want to copy what you've done in the past. And so this video is about how I consider those things. And every single piece of information that I put online, that I put on the internet, especially here on YouTube, I put a significant amount of thought into what I say. And what
do you? It doesn't sound like you do.
I show people from the perspective of, is this going to help other people or will it potentially put people in danger?
Building a makeshift home brewed flamethrower would put people in danger? So you made a flamethrower.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about all the fun I had as a teenager. It was really, there's going to be a lot about my life that I will not tell you.
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot.
This guy being a troublemaker checks out.
Where's the
Anyway,
flamethrower?
How does this transition
Yeah,
to
I don't know.
That I should not tell you, and I will not. And that is because I know that there's so many young people out there watching me. So many young people have commented and said that they really like the hobbies that I've shown them, and they want to try those hobbies. And that is why I want.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is like a long-winded PSA. Hey, kids, don't build a flamethrower at home. Okay.
Be extremely careful with what I show you. What I think is cool and exciting and interesting, what you think is cool and exciting and interesting, it may not be taken the right way, and it may put other people at risk, and they may want.
What do you mean it's not going to be? What do you mean it's going to be not taken the right way? You just made a flamethrower. There are dudes at YouTube that do DIY fucking guns and shit. Like what?
Dude, because I hear stories from people older than me when I was younger, and I thought, oh, that'd be so cool to try that. I'd really like to try that. So there's going to be parts of my life that I'll never be able to tell you about, that I just won't be able to talk about. Even people in my real life, there are things that I don't tell them because it's dangerous. It would not be safe. And you might be thinking, oh, why is Jarrell beating around the bush in this and that?
Yeah, seriously.
So one of the things that I won't be able to tell you and really shouldn't tell you is that, as a younger man, I really enjoyed building weapons. And one such weapon is this gauntlet that is a flamethrower. So you fit this through your arm right here. And this is something that I really shouldn't show you because I know.
Why do I get like the vague feeling, right? Why do I have the feeling that this is like this guy's first evolution into like killing a congressman or something? Like he's like, I just really like to build weapons.
That younger people will want to try and copy.
If he's showing it, I'll show it. I don't care.
Because they'll think it's cool. So how this works is that I designed this to use a fuel canister that I could get from
I don't know how we got here.
the hardware store for very cheap. You can see the nozzle attached there, so it's easy to replace that and get new fuel. You can see it feeds there, and there is this trigger mechanism here, and if I pull down on that from the inside, it will eject the fuel. I've removed the fire aspect of this. It's designed.
Oh, thank God.
To take a certain type of barbecue lighter, I dismantle it and I can run the wiring through there, and it mounts in there. So there's an internal.
I thought he was gonna like start shooting it on camera. See, that would have been cool. That would have been cool, Sungrand. If you were you go outside, you put it on, you just go like that. Shit would be cool.
Trigger. So you pull the first trigger, and then there would be a pilot light. You pull the second trigger, and then you can see that this metal nozzle will spray the fuel out the front, and it is a flamethrower. This was designed as well to be padded, so it is padded in there. So say, for example, I don't know, if somebody swung a baseball bat, I have tested this with bats, sticks, pipes.
So this guy built a personal flamethrower gauntlet that can be used to deflect blunt objects being used against him in a fight. And that once he gets deflected somehow, he just goes, Iron Man. Like, he does that. Like, yeah, he's a field tester.
From the vast majority of angles, as long as you catch it from the right angle, it can absorb the shock.
Oh, at least if you catch it from the right angle.
These points are designed to be tough, but also if you were to hit someone, if they weren't armored or padded in any way, you could just give them a little jab with that.
Wait, okay, so now we went from, man, this could, like, deflect weapons, to, if you deflect the weapon, you could then get him off his guard. And if he's off his guard, you come in for the right hook and click the button. And when you hit him, he also gets burnt to death. Yeah, he can build, like, a personal flamethrower gauntlet that can be used in a fist fight, but he can't make good video games.
That's going to hurt real bad. You can see the 4 points there on the end. This is made out of PVC.
Wait, they sharpened the edges.
See that I sprayed with a matte black. And if you...
It's PVC piping that he spray painted. Okay.
wear like a leather jacket and a balaclava.
I'm getting scared now. Now I'm getting scared. He just described like a school shooter outfit. He was just like, yeah, if you wear like a trench coat, leather jacket, and you're holding this thing and you decide to get into a fist fight, you can just fucking hit a guy like that, stab him in the chest, and hit the button. And inside the wounds, the flame will just go inside his body and singe his insides. Like, I'm getting... This guy's spooking me.
This thing looks so cool. And so I would have friends, obviously, friends my age, not younger people. I would never show this to a younger person because they would try to build one. This is... You could hurt yourself. You could really hurt yourself trying to make something like this. And then also using something like this. I haven't because I'm very, very careful with this stuff.
This is not something you should... I would never do something like that. But you need to understand is that I am very responsible. Okay.
Always double check.
Where was this when you were being hunted by coyotes?
Triple check all my work because I know how dangerous this kind of thing is. But, you know, I'll show you the inside there. You can see sort of the metal parts that hold everything in place. But yeah, I've had friends come over and we just sort of had fun seeing what we could melt. And, you know, you kind of feel like that first, the first time Iron Man used a flamethrower in Iron Man 1, you know, and, just seeing what we could melt. And yeah, it was cool. But those are the kind of things about my life that I need to keep quiet.
Okay, hold on. Wait. So you just showed us that you made a gauntlet that can stab people and set them on fire. Homemade, I might add. And now telling us that you should have never talked about it in the first place. Why would you make a public YouTube video about it? Why would you upload this? Yeah, you got to keep the cool shit quiet. Like, wait, what world do you live in? How do you live with this many contradictions that come out of your mouth? Whoa!
Even for the young...
Yeah? Why didn't he just roast the coyotes that were and his friends?
This doesn't make any sense.
People in my life, I have to be very careful. And
see, I said harmful Brian Mullins. He shows me Sungrand. We're even now.
I never bring up...
To be honest, I think I traumatized harmful more with Brian than anything else.
That kind of stuff. And so for you, I want to extend the same respect, the same courtesy, and the same consideration, because I do have respect for you. I think of all of you out there as real people. I don't think of you.
If you thought of everybody as real people, you wouldn't be doing like fucking gay little social experiments to try and piss people off in your audience because you're too afraid to criticize Nintendo because you want a job at Nintendo.
As numbers on a screen, and I don't want to influence you in a way that would be dangerous. So please don't try to build a flamethrower gauntlet. But I mean, it's cool though, right? So thanks very much for watching. That's what I wanted to discuss today. But I mean, if that, I built that before 3D printers, right? But I have a 3D printer, and I've been thinking about, oh, it'd be fun to work on that kind of thing. But
so he's gone from like homemade shit to he's being like, you know, I got a 3D printer now. Wonder if I can make 3D printed guns. Like I can see I can see the fucking killer in this face. I see that last chatter that was like Fratanga's getting scared that he might like shoot somebody. I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see it. Harmful opinions might be in danger, dude. Like
my time is dedicated these days to working on game development, so I don't have time for that kind of stuff. I don't know if anyone would be interested in watching me build another one, you know, improved and enhanced and more refined.
This is such horseshit. This is literally him saying, "Don't you guys want to watch that?" This is literally a YouTuber tactic. Right here. This is a YouTuber tactic where it's like, I'll show you something cool. Oh, I don't really know if you want to see like me do any more of that stuff. Maybe if, you know, he's not saying it, but he's like, well, if the video does really well, maybe people do want to see it. Or they put comments in there and say, maybe I do want to see you build a fucking Iron Man gauntlet flamethrower, but better equipped. Like, this is a YouTuber tactic. This is what all YouTubers do.
But that's the kind of thing that I got up to as a teen and as a young adult and also into my mid-20s until I leaned away from that and focused more on my career and professional.
So until your mid-20s, you were making weapons? Like,
so I just won't be able to tell you all of my adventures. I would love to share all of, you know, the adventures that I've gone on and spending time in the wilderness and the outdoors. And
you did tell that story. You told that story. It's right here. It's my favorite video. Where is it? Yeah, it's the coyotes. It's my favorite story. He told us about the outside. He told us.
Exploring, but there are things that I just won't be able to tell you, and I hope you understand. So thanks very much for enjoying the channel, for hanging out and having a laugh. I appreciate all of you who understand what I'm going for here. I don't.
Dude, he's also stretching the video out to 10 minutes by yapping this additional time instead of just saying, thank you all for watching, appreciate it, and just ending the video. Notice how there is about...
You should look up the Socialist Rifle Association.
There's about 2 more minutes of yapping to hit the 10-minute mark for maximum ads. And this guy doesn't know what he's doing as a YouTuber?
Don't care about politics.
This is literally the most old-school YouTuber tactic of all time.
I don't really care about leaning to one side or the other. I don't care, man. I just want to have...
Wait, what? Politics? What?
A laugh. I appreciate all of you who understand what I'm going for here. I don't care about politics. I don't...
Who the fuck brought up politics?
Really care about leaning to one side or the other. I don't care, man. I just want to have... I want to have a cool time. I want to have fun. I want to have a laugh. I want to improve my skills, and I want to learn more skills. So...
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Hey, what I've been working on with games is I've been working on a couple different concepts for live community games, which means that stuff that we can all work on together. So I'm developing the game, but we can hang out on live streams, and you guys can just throw out ideas for like, oh, wouldn't this be cool if this was a content, or if this was a character or an enemy?
Yeah, live streams, something that you make money off of, and like you do as a content creator for people to keep engaging with your content. The most parasocial thing that you could fucking do to have audience have direct interaction with you, as direct as it can be through a screen. Really?
And then I've got a couple, you know, simple, smaller games that I can work on the live stream, and they can be played in a web browser and enjoyed in real time. And we can just maintain that long term. So I'm working on a war simulation game where we can all just come up with weird, funny ideas for characters and
look
new,
at this
units,
waffling.
and just throw it out there, and we can make whatever. All right, so please look forward to that. I'm working on that.
5 minutes behind, but why hasn't anyone got this man in front of Lockheed Martin?
They need to invest in him, dude.
And
I should look up the Socialist Rifle Association. I don't know what the fuck that is. That just sounds like an oxymoron. This sounds like an oxymoron. Don't panic. A guide to becoming armed leftists. Oh god. Okay, let me finish this.
Probably on the Patreon. I'll just start
I might read that.
putting up a link to the beta so that people that are Patreon supporters can enjoy that and try it early. And then maybe late this year, early next year, I might have like a public beta where people can try a little bit of this idea, and then we can hang.
Okay, he's just waffling. I'm done listening. Okay, wait. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. Okay. What? Which one do you want? Do you want the one where he's melting down over a single comment? Do you want to do nuclear grade cope after toxic meltdown? All right, so 1 for this one, 2 for this one, 3 for the toxic tantrum one. All right, 3's in the chat if you want that, 2 if you want that one, 1's if you want that one. You want the meltdown? Number one. Okay, seeing some 3's. A lot more 3's than 1's right now. 3. Where's the poll? Okay. Everyone's all over the place. We'll watch them both. Fuck it.
I made it very clear that I'm not here for attention, and I will sometimes be covering topics and presenting topics with speeches that you will not always understand.
Oh, did we
I told you that
already watch
whatever
this?
I discuss, to be patient, to listen, and to trust me.
Yeah, we already watched this. Harmful already did this. Okay, what's this one?
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Thought it'd be good if we had a little bit of a chat here and just connect again, just person to person. You guys know that I'm not a YouTuber, right? You know.
If I hear this fucking rat-tailed retard say the words, "I'm not a YouTuber" again, while uploading YouTube videos, I'm going to have a fucking conniption.
Know that I'm just a
Yes, he has a green screen behind him, so somebody just edits in a padded cell behind him.
normal random dude.
Whoever you are, Stone Man Computers, you are a peak A-log.
There are people out there who properly do YouTube, and they're really making a proper effort of it. They're doing all the right things, and I really respect those people for doing it properly.
Dude, you're literally doing what every YouTuber does. You upload videos and then kind of like sneakily go, well, if you want to see more of this content, you know, like, bro, you're doing the YouTuber thing.
I'm only making these videos because you guys have asked me to keep making them.
That's what you're a YouTuber then. Oh my God, that's a YouTuber. That is somebody that is providing a service that people are enjoying for entertainment, and then you upload more videos because you enjoy making the content for said audience. That is a YouTuber. That is an entertainer. You just described what a YouTuber does.
It's not something I'm setting out to do full time, and I understand that
I hate this shit.
you guys really enjoy the videos. I've lost track of all the people that have told me that my videos bring them a lot of positivity, that they're the highlight of their week.
Dude, when the fuck did the Dark Side Phil... When did I start watching the Level 1 podcast? When did that happen? Did I switch over to Phil? Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
And that is why I'm continuing to make these videos. But I have no intention of ever being a full-time professional YouTuber.
Oh my God.
I'm not a YouTuber, but I completely act exactly like them.
I did not realize I tuned into the Level 1 podcast with DSP and Brownface. I didn't expect that today. Oh, God. I didn't realize that there was a DSP like this.
Or anything like that. And so because you guys want me to keep making videos, the fun, positive, funny stuff, I'll keep making them. People in the industry and gamers have asked me to be a leader in the
A leader? What are you, Jim? Remember when everyone was like, Jim, you are the leader of Gamergate? When Sargon Akkad did that like gay fucking argument to Jim? This dude believes that he is like the leader of the gamers. That people are electing him to be the voice of the gamers. No one's asked you to be the fucking leader of the gamers.
public space for the games industry. People have asked me to be in the
Bro, those were the days. When I heard the words, Jim was the leader of Gamergate, you have to take responsibility for Gamergate, was the funniest shit imaginable.
public space as a positive influence for people, and that's difficult. It's time consuming, and you have to spend energy considering all of those things, and I will do those things because people have asked it of me, but I want to ask you for something in return, and I will explain that. So I will keep doing these videos for you. I will do everything I can to help lead the industry into a better direction. That
This dude is delusional. I will keep doing things to lead the industry in a better direction. A dude that uploads YouTube videos isn't gonna do shit to billion-dollar corporations and their culture. It is not going to do anything. What is this delusion you're living on?
is healthier, that focuses on creativity and integrity as opposed to whatever.
Why is he doing the arms cross rant soda like ACC? This dude embodies every fucking community that I hate into one channel. I did not expect that he was going to be everything that I hate about YouTubers in one fucking human being. Every community that I detest, this dude embodies.
It's doing now. But I just got this weird unhinged comment on one of my other videos, and it's from someone that was complaining about a video that I made more than half a year ago about some random game called Concord. And
some random game called Concord. You know what Concord is. It's right here. This is not a random game. It was one of the biggest failures in video game history. You knew. There's no way you pretended to not know that. Yeah, but it's just like, oh, some like small game like called Concord, you know? How can you pretend to be the voice of the gaming community and the king of the gaming community if you are going to pretend that Concord was like a silly little thing that happened?
And I don't know, this person was so unhinged, and it made me really sad that this person very clearly spends their entire life
Yeah, I would be so bored without mentally ill people to laugh at.
on the internet, on social media, and their brain is so stunted developmentally that they're stuck, they're trapped in the mentality of a small child. And I felt so terrible for this person that they...
Bro, you lie like a small child. What are you talking about? You made up a story about fighting a retarded kid with a screwdriver. You also, and I'm gonna call your bluff here, definitely made up a story in regard to the coyotes. Like, that is what children do. They make up stories like this. That's what children do.
I've met a lot of people in my life. I've been places, I've met a lot of people. I've seen people grow and I've seen people not. And
oh, I've been places. I'm a very important person.
This commenter is someone that will never, ever grow to learn what happiness is. They will never find themselves. They will never see the world. They will never achieve their potential. And they'll never, ever be happy.
This dude is just begging for people to keep fucking with him. He's like begging for it on his arms and like on his hands and knees. He is begging you to keep just ass ramming him with criticism.
Because they'll be miserable. They'll waste their entire life on the internet fucking around. And that...
Why is he in a padded room? Because he has a green screen and the A-Log channel that we're watching puts him in a padded cell.
I'm saying that to you, not as a professional right now. I'm not speaking to you as a professional, as an educator.
This really is like DSP lolcow type behavior. This is really bad. This is DSP like through and through.
As what I normally conduct my videos as, I'd be a professional, but this person is going to spend their entire life fucking around and wasting their entire lives. I'm speaking to you right now just as...
Why are you talking to one random comment? Why are you doing this?
A guy, and I think to many of you, you sort of see me as a figure to look up to. And so I'm speaking on a person-to-person level. And so I will keep making these videos, but the thing that you have to do for me is this. I am asking you to live your life, to go outside, go out and find something beautiful to care about. Look for new things to learn about in the world. Look for things you haven't seen before.
Dude, this is somehow worse than DSP. At least DSP like tries to insult you. This dude's trying to say he's better than you. Like, holy shit.
Meet people, learn to understand people, learn to listen to people who are different to you. Live your life.
Dude, that's so true. Bro thinks he's total biscuit.
Bro thinks he's total biscuit,
Dude,
but he's more like Andy Pants.
I didn't even think about that. This dude really does think he's total biscuit. That's crazy.
Your life is not here on the internet. It's not on YouTube. It's not on social media. It's absolutely not on social media.
Then why are you uploading here instead of trying to work on yourself to get better at the games industry that you so care about, in quotations, that you aren't trying to work your way up the ladder as a coder, do a little bit better, you know, on these products that you're trying to put out and try and get a job at a developer, work your way through the development team to be able to be a name within said development team, and then try and leverage that to get into a major corporation. Like, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you putting in the effort to do that? Why are you sitting on YouTube doing rant videos?
That is not life. This is not living. This is not connecting with people. This is not socializing.
This is the perfect video to end this whole segment on. Holy shit. I've spent almost 3 hours talking about this guy.
It is mental retardation, and that is what social media
Whoa!
is.
I wasn't expecting him to say retardation.
And I see it, and it's heartbreaking to have to receive comments from people who have been so deeply and permanently affected by social media. And it breaks my heart to think that those of you out there who
so based in red pill
enjoy my videos, it breaks my heart to think that those of you, some of you out there might waste your lives fucking around on the internet. And I don't want to see that. So I'm asking you this. I'm asking you to live your life, to go and meet people, to go and do things, to see whatever you can of the world. Get in your car and drive, hop on a train, go somewhere, experience things, connect with people, do things you haven't done before, see things you haven't seen, learn what you haven't learned. And I also want to ask you this. This is the second thing, is no matter what you do,
okay,
I want you to do your best. I want you to become as great as you can be. And it is difficult. It's a lot easier to sit at home on your phone. It's a lot easier to sit at home and fuck around on TikTok all day long.
Why is he talking like every fucking annoying motivational speaker that you see on the internet? This is so pathetic to watch. This is over a single comment. Almost a 10-minute video dedicated to down talking a random comment.
But one day, 50 or 60 years from now, you're going to wake up and you're going to realize, oh shit, I've wasted my entire life and accomplished nothing. And I sat at home on social media and fucked around, and I've now have...
You could say the same fucking thing about you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Literally, one for one, you could say the same fucking thing that you're doing.
Nothing. I've seen nothing. I have nothing. I have no one. And so I'm asking you guys to go out and live your lives and to be the absolute best that you can be. Look for challenges, improve yourselves, cultivate your soul.
Dude, I'm done. I'm done. This video is the most condescending fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life over a single YouTube comment. I cannot believe this is a real person.
Hey guys, thank you for watching the clip. Thank you for using Wikipedia for doing the editing. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. Check out the link in the description for the Lolcow trading card game. There's a brand new pack called Series X. That pack has my card in it, the tipster cards as well. On top of that, there's a bunch of other cast of characters in there, and we're also working towards an ultimate goal for that. So make sure you guys click on the link below. We're going to try and upload daily here and do live streams pretty often, so make sure you stick around and hit that like button. Thanks, guys.